was just a legendary song.
Colt 45 and 266, baby, that's all they need. I don't smoke weed though.
There was a country artist that did Colt 45 recently. You would like that one, man.
Who redid it?
Let me double check. I think Cooper Allen and Rashad. Rashad's like a black guy from Mississippi, and Cooper Allen. You know who Cooper Allen is.
Do I?
Yeah.
Did you see what Adams is writing to you in the chat?
No. Let's see. On my size 46 paintings on the stage. What the hell? Oh, Adams went hard at Raising Cane's today. He got a whole 6-pack of those chicken tenders from Raising Cane.
I've never had Raising Cane's. I heard that.
What Raising Cane's is a staple in the South. You've never had Raising Cane's in?
You've never taken me.
Because you're
Why don't
dingy.
Well, but I don't
Because
really.
you're dingy.
Because I'm bougie. I guess. I don't like chicken burger.
It's the stupidest thing anyone ever write to somebody. If you wanted to get somebody and take them to jail, like, that would be the perfect note you would write.
You know, the thing that Sophie's also said that she doesn't think dinosaurs exist and that the bones are fake, right?
Wait,
I don't believe shit like that. People take things that she says out of context all the time.
wait, when did you say Nina was stupid?
No, this is good. This is good. Are you guys talking about the Charlie Kirk debate?
Yeah.
Yeah, but Andrew,
I
Nina was
watched the
asking
debate,
us,
but I didn't watch the trial hearing.
Nina was asking Andrew why we let Taylor call us stupid. I didn't hear Taylor call.
Don't say that. Did I already say that?
The debate was so good.
I would never, Nina.
Sasha. Oh, I see.
The
Sorry.
debate was so
I was like,
good.
Sasha, not in your side.
Taylor, did you watch the Wilson?
Yeah, Candace Owens slapped the beard off Andrew.
I just can't stand to watch either of them for more than 20 minutes at a time. I only have so much patience.
But I don't agree with that, but I will say she did better than I thought she was going to do, because I thought it was going to be really bad. She at least made a few points that I thought were pretty good.
I think she ended up giving herself more credibility. I don't think Andrew Wilson did what he claimed he was going to do. Yeah, it's weird to me that Candace Owens is like a Christian, because if she's going to have this mindset, she might as well try to debunk the resurrection of Jesus if you're going to be positing these like, kind of just out theories, you know? No, it is. No, it's true. Like, we have more direct evidence. We have more direct evidence that Tyler Robinson shot Charlie Kirk than we do that, you know,
That's not true. Show me your direct evidence. Show it to me. Let's go take a look at
we
your
have
direct
confessions,
evidence.
we have texts and letters of him confessing.
Let's go listen, let's go look at the videos that you're calling direct evidence, please.
Have I introduced you to my good friend Taylor?
Yes, I believe you have.
Let's go look at your direct evidence and see how direct it is.
Oh, but Jim,
Caleb.
okay, go ahead.
Is this a replay or is this happening right now?
Live.
Wait,
I'm not even seeing the
I can't see the room.
Like, apparently, well, what is it? Apparently, we don't know how to update. I have Dunning-Kruger. We have Dunning-Kruger. What else?
Well, we have
We're stuck in
Dunning-Kruger.
our empiricism.
Yeah, when people tell us that like free will is real and possible, we just don't even acknowledge it, and we double down on our empirical worldview. I also apparently see I'm stupid.
What the fuck? I guess he went over there. It's like fucking.
Let me see if he goes there. Hold on, I'm gonna play it back 1 second.
Yeah, I'll tell you a lesson. Yup, of course he's there. Oh my god, play!
Maybe it was.
And to be
Say,
fair,
yo, I'm listening to this.
Exactly. By the way, Andrew, before you get on this as a tangent, what are your thoughts on James' PTR? Because I believe that is supposed to be
I think I was going to say.
Come on, that friction talk.
About it yet.
Oh, I have said something about it. I said that it was really, kind of weird.
I don't know if they
And I said that it was
weird phase
like
right now.
contradicting.
What's weird about it?
Well, the strangest part is that between the two of them, there are 5 different hands that you can carry.
Yeah, let's start with this. It's a homosexual.
Is this live? Peace.
Yeah,
it's
live.
fine.
We hate
No. I was saying that was
He needs to
story.
break up with John Lee. He's gonna break up.
Is this a replay or is this live? It's live.
Oh no.
This trial has taught
I
me.
want to go
Oh,
be
you're
part of
breaking up,
this.
Andrew.
John Lee is married.
It must be the Israeli government.
I think you're
Yeah,
back now.
exactly. This trial has taught me how much people go off of hearsay than actual, like, what they
Have you
know.
listened?
Like, this trial and what
This is
Kenneth
her.
Owens says when people come back and they say things. I now know how much people
Sailor's
just
breaking
go
up
off
now.
of, like, a clip that they saw.
I'm kind of like happy for Abby.
And
But
she's back.
sometimes I feel like she doesn't take this shit too serious.
And it was you that was
Sometimes like she's so desperate to try to like fit in.
to know his thoughts.
Not y'all.
I was just saying, one, John Lee.
It's Andrew as well.
John Lee
Okay,
is married, and it's a gay. It's a gay PTR, and John Lee is married, so it's kind of weird, you know. And then he's kind of he's got to sing like he's got to sing like a rainbow flag, as though we're not just gay, but we're advocating. Or
And also a trans flag, so I don't know which one of you is trans in the situation. And also, John has
Yeah,
two right hands,
so,
so what do you make
Oh,
of
that's
that?
fiction. Oh, friction
And two right
statement,
feet.
bro.
I think that's actually his thing.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with
Maybe,
having
yeah, is he
a
allowed?
trial.
this is more evidence that James. This is more evidence that James has become more.
Oh god, this
He's basically degenerate atheist, right?
By doing this kind of
Like that's
stuff.
what you're saying.
you don't use the Arabic word for brand.
Andrew, when they were doing
He's
this
basically
last
degenerate
night,
atheist.
when they were doing
In
this
fairness,
last night,
Roger did confirm that most of the philosophers are actually, not most, but of course, are actually quite degenerate. So
yeah, but these two aren't philosophy.
That's
But
is that
I
a
was-
problem?
you know that Andrew, last night when they were trying to say that they're saying there's some elements of you, Andrew, that might be gay. I defended you and I said, I don't know what you guys are talking about. This sounds like this thing that like non-believers do, where they kind of like secretly are hoping that Christians are gay or something.
yeah, they'll go homophobic when they're gay because that's just funny.
It's kind of weird.
It's kind of weird
how, like,
God is real.
It's kind of weird how all these like very famous homophobic Christians all just end up being gay, right? Like, that is kind of projecting.
Well, I don't know if that's true.
I mean, that's
They're projecting, and it's like,
I bet you anything Steven Anderson is not gay.
I don't know about that. I'm not confident that he's not.
God.
Have you seen his haircut?
Dude, I don't
Yo,
know.
look.
It's fucking, he got the gay
The
accent.
Ananon,
Had sex with the window times to know that he's not
Oh,
gay.
yeah.
This massive coat.
It is.
Oh, what do you look up a list of like famous
yeah,
anti-gay Christian like crusaders who like ended up being gay or like having like male prostitutes like having sex with male prostitutes.
Let's say out of over 2 billion Christians, that there's like 359 million anti.
No. I don't play that game.
And you can pull up a list of 12.
No.
I don't think they saw your
It's
message. Can you go back?
I can't go back. It's live.
No. I'm DMing Abby. I thanked her for writing in the comments that we're listening.
By the way, actually, is true. They've done these studies that people who are like rabidly anti-LGBT, they are more like people who are literally like violent or like they think they should kill gay people or shit like that. Like they are actually more likely to be sexually aroused when they see gay porn. That is a fact.
Dude, this is like name again one of these like aggressively homophobic, at least like I don't know, Republican politicians that didn't end up being gay, bro.
Right.
Okay, like all of them.
Just think logically, right? Like it's so obvious. Like let's say you
Yeah.
are truly not gay, right? You do not get turned on by watching guys have sex at all. Then you'd have no issue watching guys having sex because you'd almost laugh at it. It would be like, oh, okay, whatever, it doesn't do anything for me. But if you're like kind of gay, and it makes you uncomfortable because you don't like the feelings you're getting, yeah, of course you're just
Guilty.
so funny.
Yeah, let's see what Abby says. And I told her, I'm like, can you go back? I don't think they saw your message. Can you go back and like tell them again that we're listening? I just wanted to talk about it again. But like now, knowing that we're listening, that's gonna be good.
But like, what's crazy to me is like, I'm just for fun as like an anthropologist, I try to see it from their point of view. And like from their point of view, they really think that like we don't update. So let me make it clear, because they want it when when they tell you free will is real, and you point out that makes no sense. Here are the issues with that. It's contradictory. It's not empirical. Doesn't map onto the way reality behaves. They think you're not updating, right? They don't say you refuted my position. They say you're not updating.
Yo, Coco says,
dude,
Andrew, bigotry, no way, was me. And we have a
in the 14th century, when they would burn like people alive at the stake for being heretics, they would probably say the same thing. They'd be like, we told you Jesus is real, you're not updating. You're not updating.
The irony about this updating thing is that their fucking religion hasn't been updated in thousands of years, bro. Their beliefs are fucking ancient.
Every accusation is an admission.
It's pure projection.
Yeah. So hilarious. But it's scary because what's scary is like, this is truly, you're seeing in like real time, that's just the way people remain delusional. Like from their point of view, they feel like they like gave it a fair shot. They feel like they looked at different worldviews, they talked to different people, and like this is the truth now. And they don't realize they're completely fucking delusional, and that's scary.
I told you, it's like this kind of group think where like they surround themselves with other like fucking like crazy believers, and it kind of normalizes. If we were in like a truly rational society where, you know, this shit was fringe like it should be, and people like rightfully got called out for most of this bullshit. Like dude, people would be like embarrassed to say this shit, but.
Oh, I know, and he said, fucking Milith was very talkative today. Milith was going like, he's like, it's crazy how they see themselves as some like golden adorned Adonis.
Golden Adonis.
Right. When everyone is telling them they're a leper. And who's telling us we're lepers? Sasha and Bob.
Then he said, like Sasha and Bob are like some of the smartest people I've ever met in my life.
I cannot believe he said it with a fucking straight face. It's crazy.
But like with the conviction in his voice, bro. Like, he's serious. Sasha, Bob.
Sasha and Bob.
Literally the two most toxic fucking people in that room.
Hello.
Hello.
How are you doing, guys?
Okay, you got followers. I say, seriously, sometimes I let people, like now I check, they have like 0 followers or, you know,
Dr. Centimeter, shut the fuck up. Nobody wanna hear your fucking speech.
Who the fuck is this?
Yeah,
I don't know, whatever. They know me, obviously.
You look like
We're getting a lot of little.
you look like a fucking prisoner, bro.
This is my mugshot, bro.
You look like an inmate.
His mugshot, don't cross him. He's a fucking big time cartel. Yeah, I do. They carry the little daggers.
I'm asking Bozo over here. Do you know what a Sicario is?
Yeah, oh, that's one of my favorite movies. That's one of my favorite movies, Sicario, with Emily Blunt.
One of your favorite movies?
Oh shit.
I'm talking about the ones in real life stuff.
No, that's where you live in the ghetto, bro. Over here, we watch cinema, we listen to music.
I live in Miami, dude. I don't know.
Jim doesn't live in the
Miami,
ghetto.
same shit, bro. That's the fucking biggest ghetto in the
He's got
world.
a compound and he's got a mansion surrounded in his compound. Yeah, I'm not gonna tell more about your life. But yeah.
It's a moat with like alligators and then like a courtyard with tigers.
Yeah, Sam's like big time.
Seriously, my dad did work for the cartel.
Yeah.
Are you sucking the inmate sticks?
Like Pablo, dude. Pablo fucking, I mean, he's a fucking like legend in Medellin. Fucking, was so powerful. This motherfucker, he agreed to turn himself into the government.
Meaning
I like, look. I like
hold on.
Listen, I like white
Me
people.
as in me?
Yeah. Oh, was it Ann? Was it Ann? My bad, I might be wrong.
Yeah, I said it.
Okay, my bad, B. I apologize. But no, I mean, I like white people who stand on business about, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't like white people who don't pretend with me. That's what I don't like.
Wow.
We don't either. Us white people don't either.
I mean, that's like do you, like, people like you who, like, pretend to be, like, he's not really Dominican. He tries to be Dominican. Like,
what the fuck are you talking about?
This guy is so
Look, like I said.
Okay, do you respect that guy? The guy that pretends to be Dominican? Do you respect that guy?
Anyway, carry on. What were you saying?
Yeah, nah. Like, you know, I like the white people who, like, got respect for their culture. You know?
That's right.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, I fuck with racist white people. I fuck with that. Like, you
Wait.
fucking with your own people, I ain't got a problem with it. You know what I'm saying?
Can you elaborate? What do you mean by you fuck?
I mean, if you would shut the fuck up, I could. You know what I'm saying? You talk too much.
Okay, you don't have to be.
You talk too much.
You don't have to be aggressive.
I mean, I'm black. What do you expect, right?
I don't know what that means.
Alright, well, like I said, just shut the fuck up sometimes, you know what I'm saying?
Okay,
The most high
say that.
gave you 2 ears and 1 mouth for a list.
Okay,
for a reason.
I accept your apology.
Apology?
Yes.
Imagine me apologizing to a white person. Are you crazy?
Well, you should apologize.
Right, brother. I hear you.
Well, I'm not your brother.
That was a euphemism, bro.
Don't take it literally.
Well, don't laugh at me.
I mean, I'm black. I speak colloquially. You know what I'm saying? David's not white though. He's Peruvian, we believe, and he kind of looks like one of those guys from Love on the Spectrum. One of the like heavily autistic.
That's disgusting.
Yeah, he looks like I got
imagine a person talking about you like that. That's crazy. What the fuck? But yeah, nah, man. I ain't got like look. White people conquered the known world, so obviously they were good at something. You know what I'm saying?
What do you mean?
Let me ask you a question. Are you gonna just interrupt anytime anybody says anything?
Probably.
No, you can ask me a question. I mean,
I'm not gonna ask you nothing. For what reason do I need to ask you something?
I mean, I do have a PhD.
I don't care. What does that mean to me, bro? A PhD in what?
Mathematics.
And wait, where did that get you?
I mean, I'm not gonna say how much money you make, but it's working out well.
Brother, I didn't graduate high school and I'm a millionaire.
You're not
I'm a millionaire and I didn't graduate high school.
Well,
so what does that mean?
$1 million.
I work for Tesla and didn't graduate high
$1
school.
million is not that much money, so.
Did you just say $1 million is not that much money?
Yeah, that's true though.
No, it's not that much money. I don't know. And maybe you.
Are you crazy?
Maybe you like $1 million.
Hey, let me ask you a question. Hey, how much money do you have to make in a year? How much money do you have to make in a year for you to be a 1%er?
I'm not gonna answer your question.
Because you don't know.
With all due respect.
Your call has been forwarded to an automated voice messaging system. 4-1.
Hey, Eastleigh. I'm sipping a little red wine, waiting for my dryer to finish the clothes. I've just been doing home chores, landscaping, working out, sun tanning all day. How was your day, beautiful?
Why aren't you his brother?
Yeah.
Why?
I mean, I'm saying it euphemistically. I'm not being literal.
Well, I'm curious, David.
Yeah.
I thought you were a nice guy.
I am very nice. Thank you.
He's a wolf in
Why
sheep's
wouldn't you
clothing.
consider all men on this planet your brother?
Exactly.
Well, I like Goo. Goo can be my brother.
Are you Jewish? He doesn't believe in Christ.
Wow.
That's an interesting question. Are you,
I'm just
David?
wondering because a Christian wouldn't say something like that.
Interesting, right? Are you? Wait, Ann, hold on, Ann, hold on.
Calm down.
David, are
Calm
you
down.
Jewish?
Calm down.
No, let me explain. I'll explain to you, Andy. So he was born and raised Catholic, but he said that now tell me if this makes sense. Now people know what Catholics believe in, right? And he said that he would marry a Jewish girl and he would raise his children to be Jewish.
Hold on. Stop trying
Okay,
to reason. Stop trying to figure out or dissect David both in the end. You're just
I would okay. So my last girlfriend was Jewish, and she's awesome. Okay.
Nobody cares about your life, brother. I'm not gonna
The
lie.
thing is, it's like a contradiction because if he's Catholic, how could you want to raise
Because he's Jewish.
Well,
They're allowed to lie to you.
Okay. There's nothing wrong being okay. Okay. So if I'm gonna have,
wait, hold on, David.
Is your brain malfunctioning?
Let's do
What's
this.
wrong with you?
Let's do this experiment. So, David.
No, I was trying to listen.
David,
That's
okay,
also
okay.
something you're never supposed to say.
David,
Hold on, Goo is talking. Sorry.
David, hold on. Let's do this experiment. So, you would consider me your brother, right?
Yes, you're one of my good friends.
You would consider Joe Hero to be your brother, right?
No.
Oh, interesting.
This man's a simpleton.
What about William Wallace over here?
He's cool, but not my brother. No.
Okay.
Would you say I'm your sister?
I'd like you. Yeah, you're cool. I always consider you. Okay. Maybe.
You're an idiot, aren't you?
But I would say gun to the head. I would say yes.
Okay.
But gun to the head.
Hilarious, huh? That was funny. Man's an idiot.
So what is the issue?
You're inbred. That's the issue. You're inbred.
That's a personal opinion. I don't know where that comes from. To be honest.
You're Jewish, brother. I mean, you have to be, right?
Okay. First of all, are you being anti-Semitic?
Wait, you think you're Semitic?
No, I'm asking you. Stop being
So no, right? Is the answer? You're right. So how can I be anti-Semitic when you just said you're not Semitic?
No.
How is that possible?
I didn't. Okay, I'm just telling you, stop being anti-Semitic. That's all.
I'm Semitic.
You're an idiot.
What happens?
Whoa! Don't call me the N-word. Don't call me the N-word.
Hold on. The N-word?
What happens
When did I
when
say
things
the
like the
N-word?
truth? We identify who's the brother.
He just called me the N-word.
David, hold up. One mic on Beamer.
Moderators.
Oh, thank you.
Moderators, he called me the N-word.
Oh,
Do you not know where you're at? You know how many times I've been called a nigger in here?
Wow. Okay, I don't say the N-word. Okay.
Nobody cares. You're Jewish.
David, you're an interesting
I'd rather be
character.
called the
Jewish.
N-word than deal with a Jewish person.
Okay, but I'm not Jewish. Okay. So I don't know where that comes from.
You are.
David is the most flagrantly autistic drunk person I've ever met.
David, are you
He's an
drunk?
idiot.
No, he's not drunk.
I
David,
don't
you're not, are you drunk?
Yeah, I don't know what that means. What does that mean? I don't know.
It means
You're a simpleton. That's what it means. You're an idiot.
Autism becomes
First of all, I'm not a
flagrant.
simpleton. I have a PhD in mathematics.
A PhD and you're still retarded.
Okay, I just have to say that a
Well,
PhD
first of all,
in
we don't say the
mathematics
R
is
word.
not
We don't say
impressive.
the R word.
My brother's fiance has a PhD in mathematics, and I think she
Well,
does.
yeah, my friend's fiance.
I'm just kidding. That's not nice. I'm just kidding, David. Well, I mean, like, I was telling the truth, but I was surprised that she had a PhD. I was just like, wow, you must save all of your rationality for just numbers.
You're an idiot. That's, you know what I'm saying?
But David sounds like a nice guy. But what I wanted to say was, I remembered what it was from. Oh, look, 11/11.
Yeah,
It
but
was from-
at least you don't say the N word. This
Have
guy
you
was.
heard-
This
have
guy
you
is
heard-
saying the N word. That's not appropriate.
David, Bobadilla, have you heard of the book of Verbal Judo? Well, anyway, there's 11 things that they're never.
Favorite book. Go ahead.
Yes, this is where I got it from. And so we did a replay, one of Monica's famous replays, for you haters who hate her replays. And we went over the things that you're not supposed to say in a conversation. One of those things is calm down. Another one that I heard tonight is, what's your problem? Another one is speaking in universals, like you never, you always. No, it was written by Jerry Jenkins, or George Thompson and Jerry Jenkins.
So my therapist, like when I talk to my therapist,
but wait, there's more.
She always said, I'm sorry.
So there's others.
Hey David, do you know what Dunning-Kruger is?
Hold on, wait, let me get through
I'm
this.
sorry, go ahead. Say again. So yeah, I was just gonna say, like, really quick, like, you know, when I talk to my therapist, who I'm gonna see her on Thursday.
The Dr. Cat.
Nobody gives a fuck about you. Like, what the fuck?
No, but I was gonna say, like she, you know, makes me realize, like, with all due respect to people in this room, there's some very not nice people in this room.
Look at you, you can't even think.
David, are you? Well, I'm trying to be nice. I'm trying to be nice. But
PhD, and you have to listen to a woman about your life?
Well, I mean, yeah, my therapist is a woman, yes. But okay. No, how dare you? No, of course not.
You fantasize about sleeping with her.
No, of course not.
Does she fantasize about sleeping with you?
I'd like to know those questions.
I mean, you have to ask her. I mean, I don't know.
I don't know your therapist.
Definitely not. I can tell by the way. No woman to be with
you know, with all due respect, you guys are being very inappropriate.
No, we're gonna start debating Jung versus you know, versus Freud at this point. So
that's on like you know, when I was in the room earlier today, with my Jewish friends, and we were talking about.
Oh my God, you lose.
PTR. This is the real photo of David Bowie.
Oh yeah, you look. Yeah, he definitely was.
He's an invader. He's an invader.
Docs.
You know, you have to give it up to him. He is tall for Peru.
He's not that tall. It's
How many Peruvians have you met? They're really small. It's like an altitude thing.
Okay, now you're being what do you call that when you're you know, you're assuming things of people.
Dude, I probably know more Peruvians than you do.
How dare you? I mean,
I'm just saying. It's the truth. Fact.
I mean, you know. Okay, I'm not gonna brag.
This man's an idiot.
I'm not gonna brag.
You take too long to think,
okay,
bro.
1 second.
What are the white people that can think? Get me the fuck. Like, what the fuck, bro?
Okay. Now everyone's white. Now, where did I come from? Okay, but
Are we ready for an intermission?
but you know,
Interrupt.
you know,
David, thank you. Just
no, hold on a second. No, 2 seconds.
No,
For the record.
Hold on, David. We're breaking for an intermission. We'll come right back to you.
It's really funny. Well, it's really funny when you get it about. He's talking about what you're looking at, but obviously the stewardess hears he's trying to blow up the plane.
That's the type of jokes they give in it.
I was thinking, was it next month is trying to get a quarter century since 9/11.
Yeah, bro.
Crazy.
Another good joke. So like, yeah, dude.
Don't speak too soon, for the wheel's still in spin, and there's no telling.
Still every whisper of the wind, so like a flame straight and unstirred, burn up thy being in one word. Next, still that ecstasy prolong, thy meditation steep and strong, slaying even God, should he distract thy attention from the chosen act.
Last, all these things in one are powered. Time that the midnight blossoms flowered.
The oneness is yet even in this. My son, thou shalt not do amiss.
If thou restrain the expression, shoot thy glance to rapture's darkling root.
Discarding name, form, sight, and stress, even of this high consciousness.
Here's to the heart, I leave thee here. Thou art the master I revere. Thy radiance that rolls afar, O brother of the silver star. Early
There is one light of the sun, though it is distributed over walls, mountains, and other things instead. There is one common substance, though it is distributed among countless bodies which have their several qualities. There is one soul, though it is distributed among infinite natures and circumspections.
There is one intelligent soul, though it seems to be divided. Now in the things which have been mentioned, all the other parts, such as those which are air and substance, are without sensation and have no fellowship. And yet even these parts the intelligent principle holds together, and the gravitating towards the same, but intellect in a peculiar manner tends to that which is of the same kin. and combines with it, and the feeling for communion is not interrupted. Man, thou hast been a citizen in this great state. What difference does it make to thee whether for 5 years? For that which is conformable to the laws is just for all. Where is the hardship then, if no tyrant nor yet an unjust judge sends thee away from the state, but nature who brought thee into it? The same as if a praetor who has employed an actor dismisses him from the stage. But I have not finished the 5 acts, but only 3 of them. Thou sayest well, but in life the 3 acts are the whole drama. For what shall be a complete drama is determined by him who was once the cause of its composition, and now of its dissolution. But thou art the cause of neither depart them satisfied. For he also who releases thee is satisfied. When thou hast seen Satyr and the Socratic, think of either Eutyches or Hymen. And when thou hast seen Euphrates, think of Eutychian or Silvanus. And when thou hast seen Alciphron, think of Tropaeoporus. And when thou hast seen think of Crito or Severus. And when thou hast looked on thyself, think of any other Caesar. And in the case of everyone doing like manner, then let this thought be in thy mind. Where then are those men? Nowhere, or nobody knows where. For thus continuously thou wilt look at human things as smoke and nothing at all, especially if thou reflectest at the same time that what has once changed, there will exist again in the infinite direction.
He says you're rich.
I'm a millionaire, brother.
A million is
a millionaire.
million is nothing, especially in California.
To get that dirty ass wig on top of your head, nigga. Okay, you're wearing a fucking lace front. You're literally wearing a fucking lace front. Like, where are your hoop earrings? Like, are you okay? Where are your hoop earrings? You wearing a fucking lace front. That ain't all your hair. You wearing fucking
Wait, you think this isn't my hair?
You look stupid. You look like the nigga version.
Nigga, what I look like
You
my
look like
mom?
the nigga version.
What I look like my mom wearing a lace
You look
front? Are you
stupid.
crazy?
You look very stupid.
Are you crazy, bro? Well, a black man wearing a lace front is disgusting. Never, brother. Never.
Yeah, but you have to agree, like $1 million isn't.
So get that rug off your nappy head.
Hey, I'm not gonna lie, brother. You're poor.
Whoa, wow.
Arguing with me is insane. You should argue for your own people and shit. You said you're black though, right? Damn, it got quiet in here. That's crazy.
Imagine having a balding nappy wig on top of a balding nappy head. That's crazy.
Ooh.
That's crazy. You got a whole balding nappy wig on top of a nappy.
That's why I told you, you look stupid. You look like the niggardly
Damn,
cowardly
did
lion.
did that hit
look
like
the
you thought?
nigger version of the cowardly lion from Wizard of Oz. You look stupid. You should
You
put your
dumb
bows
as
in your
hell.
hair and put on some blue earrings.
You said I look like the what?
Yes, you look like the nigger version of the cowardly lion from the Wiz. That's what you look like.
Oh, the
Okay, with
the
crescent
black
curls and a lace
the black
front. You look like
one.
you look
He
stupid.
actually might be.
You look stupid. You look stupid. You need to accept the fact
Imagine
that you're
me
old.
caring about it.
Accept the fact that you're old. You're over the hill. You don't need to stop acting like you're young. You look stupid.
Who said I'm
You look
young, brother?
stupid.
I'm 31 years old. Who said I'm young?
Well, you look like shit. You look like you're 30 years old from 90. Like you look like shit.
What do you mean?
Wow.
Say you
Wow.
on Clubhouse worried about other people. You look like shit.
Nigga, I'm never on here.
Wow.
Put it like
You were
this.
on here in Woke's room the other day, weren't you?
Yeah, you don't.
Yeah. I get on here when I'm fucked up every once in a while, like every couple of months. and
Hey,
shit.
calm down, calm down.
But I will say this though. I'm gonna be honest. I like arguing with niggas. You know what I'm saying? But every once in a while though, I disappear. Like I got invited to this app, bro. You know, like I was on here when this app first started.
All right, so
I don't spend.
All right, calm down.
You said
calm
what?
down.
I said
Calm
so.
down.
I said so were we.
Listen. If somebody made a
And you have 2.1 followers.
You look stupid.
2.1K followers, bro. And you're on here all the
You look
time.
stupid.
You said what, big dog?
Whoa,
Are you
wow.
talking about
No, I'm talking about niggas that look stupid.
Oh, stop calling him the N-word.
God damn it, David, will you shut up?
David, shush.
Yeah, literally. Shut the fuck up.
Okay, well, first of all, don't tell me that. Say shut
No, shut the fuck up, you dumb goddamn beaner. Go back to fucking Peru, wherever you're from.
There you go. Yeah, see. I fuck with that man, bro.
Well,
Joe and Pepe, them the type of white boys I can deal with, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
I can deal with that.
Pepe is not white, and I'm from New York. I'm not from wherever.
Yeah, but you're Peruvian beaner, despite being from the U.S.
Well, I was born in the U.S. So.
Wait, why'd you just
So
let
you're
him
a
talk
beaner.
to you like that? Why'd you let him just talk to you like that?
Because he's a beaner and he knows it. He can't do anything about it.
I'm okay with
You should argue with Pepe and Joe anytime they
Nah,
say
Pepe's
anything.
fine. Pepe's fine.
No, he's really not fine. He's racist as hell. But
Well, it sounds
I
like
like it though.
it sounds like you're more racist. No offense.
I mean, me and Pepper are neck and neck when it comes to racism, you know?
Right.
But you not arguing with somebody and they just talk to you like that is disgusting.
Well, I'm actually arguing with you.
Yeah, but you're a dirty beaner, David. You need to shut up.
Yeah, but I do have a PhD. So.
Okay, it's fine, beaner. You don't care.
Wait, are you a millionaire?
I'm not gonna answer that question.
He's a trust fund.
There's nothing wrong with being a trust fund.
Ooh, in other words, he hasn't earned the money his family did.
Exactly. Imagine me trying to argue with you and you inherited your wealth. How dare you?
What did you do for your wealth?
But you inherited, so in other words, you did nothing for you. Which literally, if you inherited your wealth and you flex on being wealthy,
I never flex anything.
That's stolen valor. No, that's stolen valor.
Stolen valor, literally.
Absolutely. You did not go through the grind. You didn't make it from the bottom to the top. Any of that shit. And so you can sit here and say, but if you didn't earn it yourself, you deserve 0 street credits. You didn't do it yourself.
Exactly. And I can tell by the way that you talk that you're an idiot. Like every single time that you talk, you start stuttering and shit. Your brain doesn't even compute at the rate that it should. Shut the fuck up.
What does it even mean?
So you don't know what the fuck I do. You're an idiot. That literally proves my point.
Watch him out.
He's too drunk. Dave's too drunk. I mean,
I'm drunk too.
David Bobadilla, I understand. It's like, you live the soft life, you see your parents, you think you're cultured because you have parents who can afford shit that they earned and afforded to you, but you could not afford to yourself, and that's amazing.
No, that's not appropriate.
But no, but it's a reality. Like if you are somebody who it lives off of your family, but you did not like actually accrue any of that wealth yourself, like that you're nothing for your like your family, for example, like your dad or grandfather, they would be in business meetings with like bigwigs, and they would have their talks, they would do negotiations, whatever, and they could
you
do
come
that.
on
That's
Clubhouse
cool. You're
drunk
lucky
as
enough that
fuck
you were
and
born
argue
to a
with
family
racists.
like that.
Yeah, calm down.
Hold on, Florida. But you were lucky enough to be born in a family that could do.
Oh no, I wasn't
But at
talking to
the
you,
end of
Pepe.
the-
I was talking to him.
No, I get it. But
Wait, him who?
you.
Him, you.
But when it
You're an
comes
idiot.
when it
You're
comes
an idiot.
to
You're an idiot. That's like,
hold on. But when it comes to
calm down.
But when it comes to, okay, unfortunately, this is where like the wealth disparity that you see, you basically get the Paris Hiltons, you get the retards that basically inherit a lot of wealth, and they are, I don't know, they think they're better than, despite them
I don't think I'm better than anybody.
absolutely nothing in their life except for being drunk on Discord.
I'm not better than anybody.
Or Clubhouse all day.
Well, I don't know what that means. I don't feel like I'm better than anybody.
Yeah, but I got a PhD. You dropped it like 3 or 4 times tonight. I got a PhD. And I don't even know if you got a PhD.
Okay, but
the reason being is your blood alcohol level has never been below like 0.30, so I can't gauge that.
Well,
the only reason I say
click on my PTR and blow it up. This is a real photo before David edited.
Yo, Wallace, I'm blocked from that room now because of Timothy. So fucking annoying. But whatever. It's like, it's such a waste of time. It's so stupid. It's fucking retarded. David idea is worthless human being beyond pathetic. I don't even think we got a good fuck. If all that money we even get at all, do you think a guy who talks like that is even physically capable of fucking? He's a waste of space. He's on the way out, Wallace.
Wow. What the hell?
You can't say that. You can't say that.
Wait, what's a magic?
No, Barack.
What the hell is that?
Hold on. We have black men in here that do not know what the Magic Negro.
Yeah, we didn't make the movie like
White
Man Can't Jump. We didn't even make that movie, but it's like it's funny. But yeah, go.
I believe this is a moment for us to hold content regarding what the Magic Negro really is.
Can you explain that?
Explain it. Yeah, we're listening.
Gonna do it. Hold on.
Or Remember the Titans, whichever one.
I think he's just like saying the word Negro.
No, it's a song.
It doesn't kind of roll off.
Without the magical Negro touch, you would not have what you have today.
Saying that is it kind of racist?
No, it's not.
David, shut the fuck up. Everybody's not victims, bro. Just because we're black doesn't mean we're victims. He's gonna make me sick.
Stop
Shut
talking
the
to
fuck up.
him. He's like, over here.
So poor ass, bro.
Hey, guys, relax.
Okay.
Can we breathe?
I'm relaxed.
Hold on now, since we have.
My therapist was
Hold on,
saying.
David, hold on. We're starting a content segment. Since we have people unfamiliar with what the Magic Negro is, I have posted at the top the article look, I didn't frame it this way. I did not create this. From the top right here, you can see a pinned post in the Jumbotron. It's an LA Times article that was written in 2009 about the Magic Negro. And what the Magic Negro is that there was a belief that there would come along a black man.
What you're saying is making it very uncomfortable.
David, if I need to put you in the audience for this segment, I will. I didn't invent this. I'm just I'm just reporting it.
I actually kind of want to hear
for
it
the
now.
room.
So just let it go. All right.
Yeah, so
Can you stop saying the N word?
I'm not saying
David,
the
why don't you
N-word.
go to the hallway and come back in 5 minutes?
Listen. Look, I just come from the deep south. I'm familiar with this, so.
That's not an excuse.
God damn it, no one's in the audience, for fuck's sake.
All right, David. You have to go to the audience. You've been voted off the island. All right, so there was a belief during, the yesteryear and the before times, back before COVID, that there would be this magic Negro that would come along, and he was charming enough to charm the white people into believing that he would be able to save everybody. And in 2009, an opinion article from the Los Angeles Times was written by a black journalist titled Barack the Magic Negro. And it was believed that this man from Barack, and this man named Barack, would come and save the Negroes and the white folk. I'm not making this up. I'm not making this up.
Negroes, don't even sounds so worse.
I'm not making this up. So there's a song that goes along with this. And if anyone's curious, I'm going to play it.
About the magic dragon.
Yeah, it's about the magic dragon. Yeah, I've heard it.
I'm going to play it as an intermission, and everyone can read, and then we'll read the article, okay? Hold on now.
Everybody stay on mute. Stay your fucking asses on mute.
Hey man, who the fuck are you talking to? Shut your fucking ass up.
Even when he goes out there and tries to imitate for the struggle.
Be down for the struggle. Hold on. I need one mic.
That's Sharpton's Blackberry. Is that Hillary Clinton? Now keep in mind, this is David BlackBerry service in Blackton. I thought Friday was a bad day for BlackBerry on Thursday and Friday. I never lost mine. Well, I lost mine on Saturday a little bit with the receivability, but nonetheless, there's the black dialect for the urban national network and so forth. Let's go back to March 5th again. This is Selma, Alabama, and this is Obama talking about having been in Selma before. The site of my conception. I am the fruits of your labor. I am the offspring of the movement. So when people ask me whether I've been to Selma, I tell them I'm coming home. Okay, so she's trying to illustrate here that he is down for the struggle. And in this next bite, this is at the National Urban Network, Obama says that he shouldn't get black votes just because he's black. I should not get the support of the African-American community simply because I'm African-American. I don't believe in that. That is not what America is. Better change your attitude, because Hillary certainly thinks that. I mean, that's exactly what Hillary thinks. Guess they patched it up, folks. I guess Sharpton and Obama patched it up since Obama showed up at Sharpton's big booth.
Bro, come on, bro. Alright, bro, what are we doing here? Horny, dude.
Alright, bro, can we stop this shit? You know this isn't real, bro.
Oh, you're gonna slow down.
We can't even hear what he's saying.
Baby, come up.
Now, why would the LA Times frame Barack Obama?
Babe, it was really muffled. You couldn't make out more.
Oh, that's a
Okay, I think we got the point.
So you get the point.
Play the hot mic moment of Jesse Jackson and Al Sharpton on CNN from 2008.
Hey, talking about when he said when the Negro would stop talking about black people and stop talking down to black people.
No. That's not. He said that they got him on a hot mic, and Jesse Jackson said this guy thinks we're all a bunch of poor country. You know.
Yep. But nobody cares about what Jesse Jackson has to say. I'm confused why that matters.
Why? Well, I mean, I would think that Jesse Jackson, that once ran for president, also was like right-hand man of Martin Luther King, might have an opinion about a black politician and how authentic they are.
Wait a minute. You said Jesse Jackson has an opinion about the... Like, hold on. James, are you black or white?
I believe he said he clipped that nigga's nuts.
That's not like that.
His words.
Yeah. The whole point was, I think somebody like Jesse Jackson has an opinion on the authenticity of black politicians.
Hey, like a wise man once told me, an opinion is like an asshole. Everybody has one.
Yeah.
Nobody gives a fuck.
Yeah,
Nobody gives a... Nigga, nobody has ever in their life, if you're black, been like, what does Jesse Jackson think about this situation? Ever.
Actually, a lot of people.
Oh shit, bro.
You think all black people are retarded? Like we can't think for ourselves?
That was the whole point of this statement.
I ain't gonna lie. I don't know who the... you see, this is the problem is, nigga... People, y'all act like just because they're supposedly you're supposed to speak for black people, we're supposed to listen to them? Is that what you're saying?
Like, black is very universal. Like, it's all over. Like,
Exactly.
I believe we're a compilation of so many people. Like, I've been, like, you look at the Middle East, you look at the Americas, all the places on the planet that these different colors were, the ruddy, the dark black, and dark brown. You see that they are all over the planet. So it's like it's a misnomer, definitely. Like it's just like saying, hey, European or is all Caucasians. All of them are Anglo-Saxons. No, they're not. They're diverse.
Yeah. Some of them are Jewish.
Would
Yeah,
you say
yeah,
in
yeah,
the
even Jews,
United States, which states would you say are like the most cultural?
Oh, I missed what you said. What you say? And I guess.
I said in the United States, which states would you say are like the most cultural?
I think every place is a culture. I don't know what culture means.
Yeah, that's a very weird thing to say.
If you're talking about
The high population states.
I don't think she really, when she said cultural, she meant
New York.
Oh, like black people, whatever.
Right?
I don't get that stuff, man. They say that in our churches. They be saying it like as evangelicals. You know what I mean? Like white church majority. They say culture will do this and that. Like culture. Everything we're doing is culture. And some of the things y'all enjoy is actually come from that quote unquote culture.
Oh, see, when I like cultural, so like, okay, I live in Michigan, so like Dearborn is obviously like a lot of Arabs. So I meant like cultural in that sense.
Yeah, we're not the same type of black.
Here's Ian.
Yeah.
Pepe, ask a question for you. Hold on. If we're gonna talk about Michigan in particular,
Yeah.
we can look at Motown. We can look at what the fuck was his name? Something Berry.
Chuck Berry.
Hold on.
I'm saying Chuck Berry, bro.
There's no Chuck Berry. There's no denying, at least culturally, this is where I extend my hand to black people. That in
We
the
don't
United
need
States,
your hand, brother.
the amount of like, for example, musical, innovation that they had, that was grassroots, it wasn't like manufactured, that literally dominated the fucking world. You have to give African Americans their cards when it comes to that. That's one thing nobody can deny.
Just music, huh, Pepe?
No, I was gonna say
I used it as an example when it came to Detroit.
Copy. I bet.
Yeah, Motown, and then when I was in New Orleans, Joe, like I didn't realize like the music culture and stuff until I saw it in person how like really talented people are in Louisiana, and it's like seeing people's second line dance. I'd never seen that before, and that was pretty awesome too.
Yeah, my ancestors, they come from there. My great grandma, she was from there, and what was it, Baton Rouge. But that's cool because a lot of the Indians are down there too. They blend in with black.
You mean Native Americans, right?
Native Americans, yeah, basically. Yeah, that's what I mean. We use different terms. I don't know why we do that, but it's just.
Wasn't Drew Brees? Drew Brees was one of them, right?
No. Yeah, see,
Hey, as long as the niggas are not pretending to be niggas are cool with me.
Hey, let's not skip over the. Let's not skip over the food. Let's not skip over the food. Let's not skip over the food.
That's a fact.
Richard, one second. Let me clarify this. So, in New Orleans, every year they have Mardi Gras Indians, and it's been going on for about 150 years. And black folk in New Orleans dress up as Indians because they were treated worse than the Indians were in Jim Crow America. Okay, so part of why they represent themselves as Indians is due to the atrocities that they face.
That's not the reason why.
Yeah, that's not at all.
That's you're way off, bro.
I have so much proof.
That is that's why the Mardi Gras Indians.
Brother,
That's why. Go ahead. Tell me how I'm wrong then.
Here's why they do that. Because they used to stay together. So during the misogyny law era and stuff like that, where white could only marry white, black could only marry black, and brown could only marry brown.
That wasn't. Hold on.
That's not true at all. Wait. Hold on. Don't interrupt.
That is
when it
true.
comes to Louisiana, it's a much different story. So you had the decree of braces, where basically it was Spanish territory, and you had the great expulsion from at least half of my family. They were Acadian. So basically, after the great expulsion by the British, they went to where? Louisiana.
That's far. Nigga, if you're talking about New Orleans, that is. What are you?
Hold on.
Do you think I'm an idiot?
Hold on.
You talk so much.
Don't be disruptive. Okay.
I have not been talking too much. I've been.
Be succinct. Everybody who speaks, be succinct.
So when it comes to that, you had the Decree of Graces, which was Louisiana was a Spanish territory. It said that Europeans.
No, it wasn't. It was French. You idiot. What are you talking about?
No.
Haitian and Creole, French. You don't know what you're talking about. I'm done.
I know exactly
You
what
don't
I'm
need it.
Stop. I know exactly what I'm talking about. Louisiana was Spanish territory, and so they had a Decree of Graces, which basically allowed European people of Catholic, faith to be able to move down there, and so that's where you ended up getting the Acadians, which ended up being called Cajuns down there, and they did have like a rather strict classification, much like the Spanish did, whether you're a quadroon, octoroon, métis.
You don't know what you're talking about. You're just talking.
I absolutely know what I'm talking about.
He's half right on this.
Yeah, exactly.
So when it comes to like the Spanish had mestizo, castizo, they had mulatto, they had all of these things.
What?
Mulatto. The Spanish literally had a classification system. The French did too. But the reason why Louisiana ended up becoming like dominated by the French people was because of the theory of races, where European people of Catholic descent, which at the time, if you look in Canada, when the British ended up taking over and saying you guys have to leave or we'll kill you, a bunch of them ended up in Louisiana. It was a lot of.
You think I'm an idiot, don't you? You're just talking. Shut the fuck up, Pepe. You don't know what you're talking about.
What did I say that was wrong?
Everything you just said was wrong.
What I'm saying is something that would be taught in grade school. Like it's not.
Pepe, he's got a moldy
controversial
fucking
about
wig
what I
on.
said.
He don't know what's right, Pepe. He got a moldy fucking wig on. Like, what are we talking about?
Hey, okay, there's too much
He got a moldy
hostility.
fucking wig on. Like, I mean, y'all supposed to be making sense with a person that has a moldy fucking wig on. Go zoom in on his shit. He got mold on his fucking wig. Like, I mean, y'all supposed to figure out the meaning of life from this nigga? Like, y'all, like, this
You need to
bullshit.
you need to replace your wig. What, like I don't know why you're not on top of that.
Baby, you see that shit? He got mold in his fucking wig. Like, this is crazy.
Replace your wig, nigga. What's
Okay, let me check. Does he have mold in his wig? Does he? Can any lady confirm? Can any lady confirm? That we need a lady to confirm it. No, but you're not black.
Where are the black women? Hold on. We don't want to hear from any Africans or Caribbeans. We want to hear from black women.
Okay, that's all I was asking. That's all I was asking. You don't gotta
Sit
ask
down.
me.
Yeah,
You
I
sit down.
do, because you're coming at me wrong.
Okay. So the black lady
of course, a gay black woman wants to say that a black man doesn't know what he's talking about, right?
No. The black lady confirmed that he don't have mold on his wig. Okay, she confirmed. It's a black lady.
But here's the thing. We are American.
You see the mold
one more black lady
on the bottom right hand corner. That's mold. You don't wash his shit.
Wait. We have one more black lady. Hold on. Let her give her opinion. Ona, tell us your opinion. Does Pepe have mold on his wig?
I just looked at the picture.
Yeah, does he have mold on his wig?
I wouldn't call it mold, but it does look kind of crazy.
Yes,
we can agree this shit don't look
it's mold. It's mold.
I don't get it. You got bad hygiene. You sit over here trying to discuss politics. You can't politically discuss your fucking hygiene. Like, what are you talking about? Don't come up in here with a dirty ass wig talking shit to us.
But I don't get. Are we gonna be niggas and crackers against each other? Or
Yeah, like no. I argue with.
I'm gonna be a motherfucking nigga tonight.
Hold on, night. You can be nigga as fuck. That's fine. But let's.
Hey, I argue with white people. I don't argue with gay black dykes. That's what I don't do. You know.
Okay, but okay. Do we
Shut up,
want it
Pepe.
to
I'm
be?
not talking to you, pussy.
Do we want to be nigger versus cracker tonight, or do we want to be American versus non-American? What kind of energy are you guys on
on my
tonight?
team. I don't even know dog.
Doctor, don't forget. You're behind this nigga, right? You're behind this nigga though.
Hey, I can't get behind no dirty wig. I can't get behind no dirty moldy wig. I can't
Who cares? My wig is dirty. My hair is fake.
Black women would never come up with a dirty wig on like that.
Country, you're a gay dyke. You hate black men anyway. You hate black men anyway. You hate black men anyway. You hate black men.
Hey, Joe, are you really gonna go for that? That guy Pepe just called us some niggers, bro.
Yeah, she not paying attention, bro. She don't care. She hate black people, bro.
She with a dirty wig on. That's crazy.
You talking about me being dirty, but a white man just called us a nigger, and you don't care.
Dirty wig and that dirty face of the pussy. What the fuck is going on?
Just let it happen.
You got bad hygiene.
Exactly.
Bro, Black Lives Matter, bro. Black Lives Matter.
Don't correct me there, too.
You know, it sounds like what they want to happen. It sounds like they want this black man.
No, y'all.
You black monkey bitch. It sounds like you want it to go against the whites. Is that what you want to do, you nigger bitch? Suck the fucking dick. Is that what you want to do? You want to make this into a black versus white room? Is that what you want to do?
Yeah, Pepe, that's what I want to do.
We're not gonna let y'all do this, man. Y'all not finna derail.
No, that's what we're gonna do. Y'all don't know where y'all at. Y'all don't know where y'all at,
I ain't gonna say that.
What you mean? We came in here to
but they
debate.
made a lot of
We got some
assertions
cracker
that
in here
came.
calling us all
I know
out.
you hear me talking, nigga. I know you do though. You got a pink ticket, so
Yeah, well, welcome to these niggas, bro. This is what they do.
But
You weren't even talking about this shit. And these fucking niggers came in this fucking room wanting to start stuff right here.
Hey, hold up. Hey, hear me. Why you checking the cracker?
1, 2. My favorite number is 3. So, anybody else want to interrupt me just so I could get to 3? I'll appreciate it.
Hurry up, nigger.
Okay. So some people.
No, don't move down, bro.
So I want King. If King wants to have the last word, he can have the last word, and we're gonna go back to what the hell we were talking about, or we can go back to what the hell we were talking about.
Yeah. I'll say this, bro. Like I told her, bro. Like she's sitting here trying to argue with me about some dumbass shit because she's gay or whatever. I ain't got no problem with that, bro. But my problem is not with you. My problem is with our enemy, bro. So you can talk to me crazy all you want to, but never forget that the white man. You see what the fuck you sitting there trying to be with him, but he don't. The white people don't give a fuck about you. The real race. That's why I told y'all the real racists don't fuck with y'all, bro. They don't give a fuck about us. I don't know why you trying to argue with me. Like I don't give a fuck if you gay. You want to be whatever the fuck. You can do whatever the fuck you want to. But when it comes down to us, I'ma die and be about us. But you sitting here trying to argue with me and do some weird ass shit. The white people laugh at us by us arguing about that. That's what I'm saying, bro. You talk too much. Period. That nigga Pepe, you saw what he did. He sat there and pretended with you for a little bit, and then instantly got on your ass. They don't respect us. When you do,
yeah, but that's what we call nigger negotiating.
He got the last word. We said he was going to say his piece, and that's it.
Okay, but that's
He
nigger
did say Pepe
negotiation
though,
right
which I
here.
guess now I have to let Pepe speak on it.
All I'll say is I agree with King 100%. Oh, now you people are quiet. That's amazing.
Do need to move on.
Conversation about it.
All right, so the original conversation is in 2007. An LA Times journalist wrote about the magic Negro. And what he talked about was that there would be this figure that would come along that has no past, and he simply appears one day to help the white protagonists. Now, why in 2007 this article was written in reference of Barack Obama, and why would it be framed as such?
The Pritzkers.
Well,
That's what we were talking about. We were talking about Louisiana and the Americans.
I think by that article was written, I think Obama was already on the radar for the Democrat Party.
No, he came out of nowhere, bro.
Well, no, he didn't.
No, he didn't. He did a lot of work in Chicago as well.
He did a lot of work in Chicago.
Fake birth certificate.
A lot of work.
No, he didn't.
He did a lot of work.
He did
a lot of work in Chicago.
Can I finish my thoughts?
Let him finish.
Mine, what the fuck, yo?
Adrian, get your pen.
Now we're talking.
Yeah, let you finish.
These goddamn autistic goddamn
Finish speaking.
Yeah, finish your
Go
point,
ahead.
nigger. Quit your bitching.
Take a birth certificate.
Bitch, I'll blow your head off. I don't like you. So, quit talking to me. But anyway, by the time that article was written, Ron was already on the radar. He had already been on the radar for at least 3 years.
He's on a radar system for 3 years of doing hard work.
Goddamn DNC, and this is where he made his name. This is where a star was born. Okay? In 2004 at this time. Now, mind you, he was only in the Senate for 2 years before they urged him to run for president. By the time he jumped into the presidential race of 2007, well, Barack Obama was already a name, and he was a rising.
He was a rising star.
Come out of nowhere. He was already.
He didn't come out of nowhere, as opposed to came out of somewhere. Nothing specific, just the hard work in Chicago.
I'm not saying
Barack Obama was one of the worst. By what terms? How is it the worst?
He was not even born in the United States, and that's where the conversation needs to start.
Listen, he was.
You want me to break it down?
Break it down.
That's not what's being debated here.
Listen, he was the most consequential president than anybody
you.
preceded him. The Affordable Care Act
Yes, which is terrible.
How? Okay, you can argue it's terrible.
Can we keep it in context of 2007 of the article?
Listen, the Affordable Care Act was the most consequential piece of legislation that has ever been passed since.
Are you serious?
100%.
Yeah.
Who's talking right now? Who's talking? Who's talking?
The Affordable Care Act is the most important legislation and spending package ever drafted by anybody.
That's that boy from Nepal. That boy from
They
Nepal.
fucking bankrupted the country.
That boy from Nepal.
I know you're not American talking like that, bro.
Yeah, yeah, so Rudra.
He's American from Nepal.
Hold on, let's bring some context into this. Hold on. To be fair, look, we weren't talking about Obama's presidency. This was the lead up to Obama's presidency. However, just so everyone's aware, if you're paying very expensive rates for your health care right now, that's due to the Obamacare because they had sundown.
Shenanigans. That's not true at all.
No, this is very true. Hold on, this is very true. They had sundown.
Trump is the one that changed he took away the Obamacare. What are we
The one thing you're not done. Hold on. Obamacare's still in place. There was sundown law inside the law. There was sundown 15 years after when the subsidies would run out. Now those subsidies have run out. Now we can complain about the Republicans and the Democrats not doing anything about it. But to say this is the most influential legislation ever in place, bro, this was just a money grab. It's only made elitists rich. What has it really done for Americans?
Yeah, so what you guys, if you're not old enough to actually be an adult and a citizen when this actually went down, you have no perspective. Okay? And I'm not saying that to be pejorative or mean. Okay?
No, I agree with that. I do.
So then why are you talking about World War II? Why are you talking about
I'm not talking about that. Put words in my mouth. What you're talking about was the basis of this was Romneycare. Okay, Romneycare was excellent.
Romneycare.
Mitch, you talking about Mitch Romney?
Yeah, Romneycare.
Oh yeah, you're an idiot. I can't talk about that. This is weird.
We gotta have one mic. If we don't have one mic, I'm just gonna start pushing.
So let me
We're
just
gonna try and have a
explain.
conversation.
So we get to the end of the 20th century. Okay, so you had Romneycare, which did a bunch of things. One, it said, hey, look, you can change jobs, you can still keep your health care, and that was basically, that's what it was based upon, Romneycare. Okay, and it also allowed domestic partners within 6 months of establishing residence to be on the same health care program. Back in that day.
It's actually 14 months.
Okay, well, it wasn't in Massachusetts. Okay, so just so you know, because I was there. Okay, you weren't. So it was 6 months. All right, so you can have pre-existing conditions, and you could have domestic partner coverage, unmarried. Okay, and everybody loved it. And that's why everybody was like, oh, Obamacare is getting great. And then what you got from Obamacare?
Obamacare is gonna be great.
It's just a disaster. It's like an 800-page document charging boomers for selling their fucking property and funding. Like the whole thing was a disaster. Okay, and it made nothing but healthcare more expensive in the United States, and it ruined all of it. I'm sorry, it's just the fucking truth. If you don't believe that, because you weren't there.
Can I respond to that, please? Can I respond to that? And so here's the problem. We're looking for the when Obama first came into office, he said in his first inauguration speech that if they gave him, he didn't say the Republicans, which is the Democrats, came for him. He said every people who are close to the
Your microphone is kind of bad since you said some good stuff there.
Can you hear me now?
It's not the same, but it's not cutting out.
It's cutting.
I was saying it was not as okay. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to fix that. The idea that Obama said he was coming to school with both arms is something that he told us when he first came into office, and even after the midterms, when we pushed, for the Democrats to be the majority in the House, and he put Obamacare or the Affordable Health Care Act on the table, they still chopped it up. They chopped it up so much to what we have today, and that wasn't his initial proposal. His initial proposal was much larger, and I kind of always put it like this: he gave an encyclopedia to the White House, and they gave him back a Jehovah's Witness pamphlet. And we're all scrambling and arguing about this Jehovah's Witness pamphlet that Congress only passed. But the bulk of what he was trying to pass, the bulk of what he proposed, was played with and denied across the board. And we're still in 2026 are thinking that the dumb shit, the Jehovah's Witness pamphlet that we got, is what he proposed. It's not what he proposed. He proposed something greater than that. And I want to extend that by saying that after Obama's last term, here comes Trump, right? And Trump's campaign, in one of his speeches that I heard, he said that, this is right after Obama, he said that Black people need their own healthcare system. And I asked myself, where the fuck did that shit come from? So I went to AI and said, because I was having an argument, where did he say that? Where did Trump say that? And AI said, he said that a lot in his campaign. He just said in one speech, he said throughout multiple speeches in his campaign that Black people need their own healthcare system. I'm like, yeah, that makes fucking sense. Because he's trying, there's a Band-Aid that's trying to be fixed in healthcare in this country. That is I know white people I know the healthcare system in general is broken, but there's a significant problem with Black healthcare. And people in Congress and people in politics are trying to solve that problem. And
you mean the American healthcare system?
That's the problem. And in the original Obamacare, he was trying to solve that problem along with a whole lot of other problems in healthcare across the board. And it just didn't happen because we have a problem in Congress, and it's not a Democrat versus a Republican. It is a governmental problem with healthcare and how healthcare sees Americans and how carelessly they distribute healthcare towards us. Everybody in Congress, when you have an ear, you listen. They all know that there's this problem that no one's willing to fix because it's too big a problem. And so all I want to say is, when you criticize the Affordable Health Care Act, you have to realize that Jehovah's Witness pamphlet that the Democrats squeeze through just to satisfy the rest of us is a bigger fucking problem. This midterm shit that we're marching towards is not going to be a solution because it's really not much of a divide between the Republicans and the Democrats in the way that they handle our affairs. And so thank you.
Great submission. Great.
Yes, we're going to get some new voices. We have some contradicting positions on stage. Just the speaker before said that Obamacare was the greatest legislation ever passed. However, it appears Chaya is saying that it had flaws in it, and it wasn't really what Obama wanted to put it pass as legislation, and that he should be giving reprieve because it's not really what it has lived, as they lived up to what they sold it as, right?
That's how I never said it's the greatest, it's the most consequential.
I would like to address what Chaya had said also too, because there was a lot of important points that she had identified. One, we are gonna agree that if Obama said he was gonna do Obamacare, the Obamacare that we expected, it never went to pass. And we all knew what he promised. It was supposed to be free health care for everybody. It was supposed to be, in the likes of...
There ain't no such thing as free, motherfucker!
It
just ain't!
What my understanding is. Yet, there were some changes that happened in the process. I don't know if it was his administration, Shai, but based off of what you had said, you probably know that certain machines had different calibrations for different races. And one would say that if you're a black man or a black woman, if you're black, then your blood sugar, you are able to sustain a certain blood sugar, so therefore it's only at this level where you are susceptible to having diabetes. And we found out that because they did skew the machines, they even had the machines at a foundational industrial in a play-by-play built this way mindset that we as black people have had to deal with different illnesses because their machines wouldn't even give us the room to validate us being sick. I don't even know if I'm saying it right, y'all. I feel like y'all are getting what I'm saying. Is that they hate the machines. If someone else could give that and share that with the room, I think that would help Shia in what she's saying, because she's not wrong about that.
So hold on. This is a little bit of code because the Democrats had 60 senators coming out of Barack Obama's election in 2000, when he took office in January of 2009. They had 60 senators. They controlled the House. They could pass any legislation they wanted. Democrats could write anything inside this law that they desired. However, now we're hearing, and I would agree, it didn't turn out the way that it was sold. Now, why would Barack Obama lie to us when he had the opportunity to literally pass any type of legislation he wanted at the time?
And I disagree. Like, you know what Donald Trump wanted to do and what the other, his constituents and
But why did Barack Obama lie was his question. Why did Barack lie?
I do believe that Barack lied. I do believe he lied.
But you say he lied about what he's doing. You say he's lied about what he's doing.
No, it was already proven. He lied about his birth certificate. That was proven. You can go to YouTube and type in Barack Obama birth certificate. No, but it's factually established by forensic analysis that his birth certificate was fake.
And I believe
it was not a real birth certificate.
I do know that. I do believe that. I do hold that to be true in my heart. I feel like Obama wasn't good for us. But let's talk about why he knew that what he presented to us wasn't going to fly. And this is what politicians do. They're lawyers to begin with. Do you hear me?
And it's not just that, it's the elite that also control the
Unfortunately, yes.
When you have like Freemasons, you have secret societies that people try to call out because that's the thing that's running it, and even the impacts of that was running things back then, but not to include them for the Obama thing. But just going back to like secret societies, all that stuff runs, and also the people who sponsor them and things like that. Those people are the people that they're trying to appease. So at the end of the day, it's just like when we say puppet, those are the people that's puppeting. And so at the end of the day, when we try to put everything on, Obama, he can be like a scapegoat for racists too, also to put everything on him too, also because he can't do everything in front of all these people. They have a legacy to like they'll kill anybody. They kill presidents already before. If this guy dared to try to even touch the topic of a thing that they didn't like again, they are like they're just like a bunch of kings and queens descendants just sitting there waiting for somebody to dance and try to give us a good show, and so to make us feel like we got freedom. That's exactly what's happening. They're just like, hey, let's let one little black token Negro to get in there, and that way we can feel like we're, we maybe can let loose a little bit too. Also, by the way, we got.
His mother was white Jewish. What do you mean? What do you mean Negro? His mother was white Jewish.
Hold on.
Relax. Hold on. So this is the thing. Hold on. That's fine. Hold on.
No, Rodrama Mod. Hold on. Young, look, we need some clarification. Was Barack Obama tap dancing for the white elites when he passed this?
Oh, they all were, but I was saying Obama. I don't think he was tapping too much. He just kept it where it was at. A lot of things got released under him, and it is made to look like, hey, your black guy did all this, but they actually know they're just using that for a moment, just to pass all their exotic things through him. You know what I mean? And they do that with Trump too. Also with Trump.
Young, sorry to interrupt. Do you think racism is over, like a lot of people say, because we had Obama?
I believe.
I was asking Young. Thank you. Young, go ahead.
Yeah, straight up, Moose. Sure. Hold on, quiet. Yeah, I think I would say racism is always going to continue until even God come back, Christ, whatever, when we come back. I think racism is a thing that happens with comparison. And I think it happens with the chain, what do you call it, the cycle of life. And I think that's the reason why murders and deaths happen. So racism happens with animals, happens with as kids, and all types of beings. So I think it'll continue until God levels things out, whatever.
I want to hear what you were saying before he asked that question, because you were on the road, and I think you were coming to a conclusion that we probably would have agreed with, Young.
Okay, yeah, the closure about it is that these are descendants of kings, queens, and it's all a game. It's just commerce to a lot of these people, and we're just guinea pigs and descendants of people who are guinea pigs to them. And so at the end of the day, it's all look like a show. Like as a rapper and an entertainer, we all know that it's a show. We get our views, we pay for the views, and we get put out there, and everybody think that they're being recommended by YouTube because you showed up on my. No, we pay for that. That's how we got in front of your face. And so like a lot of these people who are puppeteering and stuff like that, they're the presidents, they're the political people who's in our face and stuff. We hear that, but we never break it down. And so knowing that, just to mention a president, when you hear somebody say a president, they do have their autonomy. They do have the right to speech and all these things. But at the end of the day, I already said it. So I mean, like that's all.
Okay. Let me ask three questions. Where do we want to start?
I can start. Why are you gay?
Hold on, Rudra. I know you. Rudra, I knew you wanted to come in. I want to give you the mic.
Rudy, will you forfeit your mic to me? Rudy? Where's Rudy in this room?
Bro, you're already talking, bro. You had the ball. You just had to Rudy and rude you out.
Look, you just, your bitch ass is just mouthing away while this guy he's not even ready, okay?
Why are you gay?
Why are you gay?
That's 500. Why are you gay?
Shout out to Africa for fight.
Yeah, go suck a Jewish dick, okay? Go suck a Jewish dick. Don't ever talk to me like that.
Shut up.
Wait,
all right. We're gonna have a normal conversation. Maintain decorum. Maintain decorum.
Okay, wait. I just want to tell Bima. Did you hear that Hayden Panettiere died today?
Oh my God, she's late.
Okay.
No, I'm
Yeah, that happened that happened this afternoon.
I'm 500. I'm so annoyed by you always. You're
Wait, Peter Thiel died?
I just got here.
Yes.
But it was already my
Peter
turn.
Thiel died?
Yeah, both of them. Yeah.
Peter Thiel.
She stood for a lot of cultural things, like a lot of moral, virtuous things.
Y'all understand that the underlying narrative behind that death is that it could have been a suicide or an overdose, right?
Well, because I saw her.
And his wife
Yeah.
They always say.
They play ground.
Hold on, Adam.
Yeah, they love that shit.
Adam, I saw an interview recently with Jay Shetty, and she talked about all of, like, the things that like went on in her childhood and like, her addiction, how she went through addiction and stuff like that. But she seemed that she had like gotten herself together a bit better like that.
Postpartum.
Yeah,
They mentioned postpartum as well.
Yeah, yeah. Never admit to that. Somebody just told me just recently, you gotta say, I am not suicidal. Like, you gotta say that. Because you gotta let people know, hey, because that's their dirty game. But in order for you to make a rise, they gotta get you to say certain things. They know it's what you signed up for. So say at least this. That way we have you on a leash in your fame and all those things, and also your downfall. That's why I think a lot of artists get why they fall off, quote unquote, fall off. These niggas, when I say niggas, I mean all people. Most of these artists, they are very creative until they die. So these people back up for some weird reason, not because they fell off. I don't believe any of that shit. It's in your spirit to be an artist till you die. Even if you die, it's probably gonna be there. So I think they're so weird in the music industry. It's so fucking just so, I don't know, just evil. Not everybody, but they always want something. Like they can't just love you. They can't just love what you do. They gotta tie you to something, like out of their jealousy. Like
Yeah, but it's unfortunate that, this young white woman and a mother, had her life cut short. It's like, why couldn't it be one of them nappy-headed, mumbling rappers? One of them long, flat-footed, Negroes, just with the head going in 5 different directions and a bunch of baby mama and bastards all over the place. It's like, why could we cut a life like that short? Sucking up resources on a government dime as opposed to this young white woman that just had a baby. I mean, it's very sad.
People don't respond to that. Black people on stage don't respond to that. Let them have it.
So how recently did she just have a baby? Was it like a year?
Dr. Adams, don't be here. Let me console you. Don't be so sad. A white actress guy. She actually is such a good actress. She's not really dead.
Oh, that's not funny. Moose, come on, you can do better than that.
Because everything he just said about black actresses is hilarious.
No, I don't think that. I didn't.
Notice whenever Dr. talked, my conscience already said don't respond to it. So I'm not responding exactly to what she said, but I thought it was ironic whoever said don't respond. I was like, I felt it every fiber in my being told me, like, that was the black thing I've ever seen from any human.
No, don't respond. Don't respond.
I'm saying I agree with you so much.
Yeah,
That's right. Listen to your boss. We know the women lead in your ilk.
Don't.
We know the women lead in your ilk.
Yeah, she stood for a lot of people though. What do you call it? Bring It On, All or Nothing.
Yeah.
Remember the Titans. You know what I mean? Like she was very cultural. Like she didn't have no fear. And even as Remember the Titans, she was a badass in that moment. She was a little kid.
In Heroes, wasn't Heroes?
Yeah, right. Fact.
Yeah. And then she was on, okay, it's like, he's showing my age, One Life to Live. You know those soap operas back in the day?
Yes, I remember that. Yeah. I did not know you. That's crazy. That's crazy.
These are the days of our lives.
Yo, and is it Andy or Ann?
Ann.
Okay, and you know what's crazy? I used to always make fun of those shows a little bit in a sense, but I watched them though, because Grandma, she always had us watch them. But you know what I'm saying? But with that glass, like notice everything was dreamy.
Yeah.
Like the glass was always shining. No. Yeah, definitely. You remember those two twins? They was like old guys. They had white hair. Can't remember their names. I think it's The Days of Our Life, All My Children. I think it's that one.
All My Children.
Oh my God.
I love it. Love it. babies, we had a really awesome childhood, for sure. I wouldn't trade it for the world.
I wasn't in the 80s, but I envy anybody in here that was 80s. I look at their days, like even Full House and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
My God, man. I remember coming to the earth, seeing my brothers, and seeing the clothes that they wore, and looking at the videos. I was like, oh my God, this is a dream. And hearing their music, y'all's music, oh my God, bro. Like y'all walked out of heaven, like, I don't know.
The 80s was great. Like, and I think the 90s though, I really wasn't into that like grunge. It seemed like very emo music. You know what I'm talking about? That era was like depressing or something.
Well, I liked it because that's all I knew. You know what I'm saying? But it would definitely that was a good description too.
Wait, did we end the Obama conversation?
Oh, you still want to talk about that?
Definitely. Why not? That's waste of time talking about
we have to admit that Obamacare was absolutely awful, right? I mean, here we are again now 20 years later. This is what the modern day Democrats do, is they create this stir, a lot of like, we're going to save the world, and then it falls flat and people make excuses for why it doesn't work out, and they say, well, we just didn't go far enough, we didn't do enough. Isn't that what Chaya said?
I think the devil is in it.
To be more critical, is that when we vote every 4 years or some dumb shit like that, the parties that we put in office all let us down. All let us down. We're being controlled by 1% of our population, and we've been controlled by a very long time. And so you have all these presidents and all these Democratic politicians and all these Republican politicians who are being bought in the lobbying system that routinely tell us a story during the campaign and routinely let us down when they're in office. That's just across the board. And the uniqueness about Obama's presidency is, even though that's already a hard pill to swallow, that you get to the presidency, you have this idea, and you want to make change and shit. You have this stubborn Democratic and Republican Party that are being sold off by the 1%. Here's Obama, who's a black man, and they don't want. And he said it, he's the only president who said this in his first inauguration. They're playing games with me. Every proposal that I put in their face, they won't even read. That is quote unquote what he said in his first inauguration. So he's got an uphill battle to climb on a hill that's already impossible to climb.
Was it because he was black? He had the uphill.
I would say this. No other president has said that. No other president's inauguration starts off with okay, so then,
does every president that has ever been president face pushback in politics?
We're not talking pushback. So not only are we not,
they all face pushback, right?
But yeah. So you're agreeing with me. I'm just saying. Obama's.
Because he was black.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take black, because I didn't say black. I said Obama. What I said was he told us, because I'm an old lady and I've gone through many presidencies, and I don't remember any president saying the things that he has said about his cabinet or the people he was facing. But my bigger point is not his particular climb, because his particular climb was a lot steeper than the president. What my point was is that it's both the Democrat and Republican Party. You can't say we put all Republicans in there and we get what we want. If we put all the Democrats in there, we get what we want. And history has proven that none of that is true. It's not true. None of that. Yeah. Nothing is true. No Republican Party has gotten in there and has given us, the public, the people, we people, the things that they promised in their campaigns, anything that they have promised us during their tenure in office, they haven't done that. I'm getting an echo. Where am I getting that? No, I can't get my I understand. I'm agreeing. No.
I'm agreeing with you
I just
saying.
want to finish. I just want to finish.
Trump said he was going to shut down the
But I just want to finish. I just want to finish without.
Trump said he was
I want to, look, my fault. I was just agreeing with what you were saying.
Yeah, Trump said he was going to shut down the border. He shut down the border.
How
Trump
is
said
that
he was
fucking?
going to. Trump said he was going to do terrorists. He did terrorists.
But can I finish
Trump
without
said he was
interruption?
going to get rid of traineeship. He got rid of traineeship.
Can I finish without interruption?
Trump said no new wars. Trump said no
Y'all
new
niggas
wars.
got diseases in your brains, boy.
3 out of 4.
China, please finish. Go ahead. Just let this. Yeah.
I don't want that. So what I have decided in this room is to just not make too many waves. Y'all want to hear what I have to say? Y'all want to? Y'all.
I do.
I won't fight it. I just won't fight it. I'm just my point. Even let's look right now. We're all America's all campaigning around the midterms. Where in history have the midterms and us overturning versus them overturning has it ever made a real impact on our day-to-day fucking lives? It just hasn't. It just hasn't. It doesn't matter which party has the power in the White House. They just, because they're bought out, all of them are bought out by this lobbying system, that nothing matters. We're in a fucking stalemate. It's the government and the lobbying power and the American people who are fucking suffering. That's my bigger point.
Right. So yeah, I think you can probably get most people in this room that are going to agree with you on the establishment and
not
the
true.
party. Alan, let me finish. Please don't interrupt me. I love you and I haven't seen you in a long time.
Sorry, I couldn't wait that long.
Yeah, you can. Okay. You know, you've got to say out.
Hey, I don't want to
When
wait.
you're ready, you're ready. So Chad, what do you think is a solution to this? What would you like to see moving forward?
The first thing, like historically, the electoral, whatever you call them people,
The electoral college?
Yep, I want that to be gone. That's the
Okay,
first
so
thing.
you're going to the
That should be
DSA
gone.
platform. You want to change the whole system.
Yeah.
That where we're going with it. Yeah, dude, keep going. I'm not going to interrupt you. I just lay it all out.
The answer is yes. Hear me? Yeah, the answer is yes. If the electoral college needs to be gone, that's first off. Like everybody has said that my entire life. My entire life, that's the biggest rub against this system is the electoral college.
Yeah,
so let that go away.
Hold on. Because you monologue a lot, so when you make like bold statements like that, it incites where people want to respond. So Chaya, ultimately you want to take away the rights of states and just lump it all into a system where every vote, regardless of where they're from or if they're legal or not, counts, right? And states don't matter.
So it's funny you said illegal or not. You get rid of the electoral.
True, right?
Well, I don't know that part. That's not
Well,
my.
no, we know very well. We know very well.
That's
Are you
not-
familiar with?
But that's not my.
What do you
That's
mean?
not when I vote or when I register to vote as an American citizen, I expect the system to understand who's American, who can vote, and who can't vote. That's not my problem. That's another problem. Because when I vote, I know the process. I know that I.
You're just topping out, though, Chaya. Are you confident? Hold on. Are you confident that the election system is adequate? That the only votes that are counting are American citizens? But
just like I am confident that my phone is not being scammed right now because there are a whole lot of systems in place for my phone not to be scammed. It's not that my phone cannot be scammed, but there are a lot of systems in place to try to make sure that I can have a conversation with y'all without anything without being scammed. There's systems in place to protect some shit. And so I think there's systems in place to protect that the vote in the United States is coming from a United States citizen. I don't worry about that. If your systems are not in place or your systems are fucked up in some way, that you let people who are not American citizens vote, you need to solve that fucking problem. That is not my fucking problem. That's not just because
Yeah, we machine gunned them at the border.
My problem.
Chaya, it's
This is that.
Hold on, Chai. You answered the question. The issue is if you dismiss the electoral college, then it does become everyone's problem if another state has illegal votes or not.
And
Because
they need to, and the powers that be need to solve their security issues. That's not the problem. The problem is,
hold on. No, but it becomes your problem. Do you agree? It becomes your problem if we start counting all votes, not according to per state, but as a nation, it all gets lumped into the same pot. Then it would be then it would matter to me being in the state of Alabama, how the state of California or the state of Minnesota runs their elections. Would you agree?
I mean, because you asked me, it's not relevant. For me, as if it's relevant.
Hold on. What do you mean it's not relevant? Yeah, I mean, logically speaking.
It doesn't understand the question.
The question, you don't understand my answer.
Hold on. Do you no, it's not. You didn't give an answer. Do you understand the question I'm asking?
So there's two parts. If you have to change anything, what you change, that's
why do they think they're talking to rational people?
We got that.
The second, okay, so that was actually the only answer. The second thing you're bringing to me.
So if you change, so then you answered.
The second time you're bringing to me.
Hold on, Chaya. So we can be clear. Then you answered. However, so if we dismiss the electoral college, that right now that lumps our votes into per state, and our states count as a point system. That would then mean all of our votes would count. Not one vote, one person would count nationwide, and all votes would be counted nationwide. Do you agree? Can we agree on what you mean when you say get rid of the electoral college? It would be a popular vote. You agree on that?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, so we agree on that definition. Great.
Joe, let me interrupt you. Let her Steelman before she wants to cancel the electoral college. Let her defend why the electoral college exists in the first place.
James, why do you keep enabling Shia, or a wing person?
No. I'm
yeah, you are.
Yeah.
Get him out! Exactly what you did 15 minutes. I woke up, and then she was done, and then you asked her another question.
Right.
Just ask her out on a date, okay?
Probably unlike you, but anyways, so.
Oh my God!
No, I
don't worry, it's going to be in
yeah, I
the
know
post.
you want her to speak, but
conversation,
oh
my God, we fucking found her.
So if she wants to cancel it, then she has to defend.
Hold on. I got her to agree on what the definition would be. We got rid of the electoral college.
Without understanding why.
Chaya. No, let's just see if she agrees. At that point, if the nation changes to a popular vote, wouldn't you or me be concerned with how other people voted in other states?
The problem with the electoral college is a state called like Nebraska, and there are very scant people. If you don't have the electoral college, then the votes that come out of Nebraska don't exist. I understand why the electoral college is in place. It's in place because of population control. States like California and New York and Houston, I think, and Miami, these very popular states, they would dictate the outcomes all day, every day, because they have the population. I get that the electoral college is supposed to balance that population problem out. I get that part right. It does negate the fact that electoral colleges own way too much power than the system that I just laid out why they were put in place. Because you could potentially, and I haven't seen it in my history, you could have a whole California who was saying that
you're killing the room.
stop asking me because I don't want to talk. I got other shit to do right now. I just
They got it. They're getting some
so
work
whoever
done.
said got to kill in the room, I appreciate you because I'm gonna stop it right there.
Let's go to James. James, can you steel man why the electoral college was put in place?
She did it already. It was by population. That we live in traditionally an agrarian society. Agrarian society has low population. So you cannot have coastal high population industrialized states overriding the national policy of states that don't have the same kind of financial, economic, population system. It was like that was the whole point of it. So it's all the Federalist Papers.
Yeah, but but there was more to it. Literally, in the Federalist Papers, it literally says the way to contain cheating from specific states. So, say a state like New York registers a bunch of illegals to vote in their election.
I'm pretty sure this is in the Federalist paper, but go ahead.
No, it is used as the regulation against states for cheating. That is in the Federalist Paper. You're not familiar with that, Dan?
That I don't think that was in there, but I'll believe you. So go ahead.
So it's intended to put a cap on states because you have to think at that period of time each state had the right of how they were going to choose their electors.
Okay, yeah, I follow you now.
Technically speaking, a state does not have to have a popular vote for their state, right? A state could decide, hey, we're only going to allow our state legislature to choose.
That's what happened in Jersey.
Yeah, well, that's just how the history of the country is. So it was left for each state to determine who they were going to vote for the president, and that would be a way to regulate and not allow a state to run away with the power. Yes, today you look at it as population because we all just kind of accept that the popular vote in my state is how we elect the president. Technically, it wasn't intended that way from the first place. It was just left up to the determinations of states. Now, they've tricked us all into believing that the collection of votes of my state is what selects the electoral college slate from the state, but it's not. It's still the state legislature. Like, the state legislature is still what appoints the slate.
Your job is to certify boards and elect them. The only job. It's regulation. So the only job. They're not swaying anything. The only job is to elect them and regulate.
They do. I think that they do sway things because how does Hillary Clinton lose?
And I agree. I think that's the issue with electoral college is that they can be influenced by politics. That's the problem. So I agree. But the main focus in the very beginning, which was the original question, the only job is to regulate and certify votes.
How they're being bought out is the crux of my problem. I appreciate the population leveling is when they can be bought out despite what their state, how their state votes is the crux for me. So we need to get rid of it because they're also bought.
Fine.
Politicians, let's see, mega corporations, people with influence who pay the highest taxes to that municipality.
Just sitting politicians cannot be part of the electoral college slate.
Influence.
They are party representatives. So just so we're familiar with how it actually works in real life, is that each state the parties of each state, so the Democrats will select a slate, and that will largely be large donors or party representatives of that party. So the Democrats will select a slate, and the Republicans will select a slate, and then the state legislature
chooses which slate actually issues the vote for president based upon how that state voted in their popular vote.
Yeah, but Joe, was it Virginia or Jersey who just said that they were going to go by the national? They were going to override it? Like they're the national.
There's a movement that they have largely, I mean, I want to say it's about 20 states that have said our state legislature will select the slate based upon how their vote goes. Now, it's a way to circumvent the electoral college by keeping in place the current form of the electoral college, but instructing the state legislatures to appoint the slate of electors from either party, Democrat or Republican, based upon the popular vote.
So, Joe, you're saying that they can't be influenced?
The national popular vote.
Well, there's about 20 states that have signed on to it. However, they're not going to do it until they have enough states signed on board. So they need enough that reaches over 270. So they're withdrawing, moving forward with doing it until enough states do it. And I think you need like 32 states or something to get on board to do this. And they can pass state legislature that says rather than the popular vote of your state choosing or instructing the legislature which slate to choose, then it would be the national vote that tells the legislature which slate to choose. Are people understanding this, or am I just too deep in the weeds?
No, you're making sense.
Okay, cool. Yeah, okay, cool. I want to make sure I don't want to get I don't want to drain people out. So that's technically exactly how it works. So Chaya.
Can I pose a question?
Yeah, go ahead, Oscar.
Okay. So does that not seem like just like the purpose of it, like whatever you think it is? Doesn't it seem like, in effect, a way to dilute the will of the people? What's your position in that regard?
Yeah, it would be the will of the people of each state. So technically, I don't know what all states y'all come from. I come from Alabama. Maybe we can use some others to say what state they come from. It would.
I'm in Mississippi.
All right, Mississippi. So the state of Mississippi, when you guys vote for the president, you're instructing your legislature to appoint a slate based upon who the people in the will of the people of Mississippi have selected to vote for president. Yes, it would circumvent the will of the people of the state of Mississippi if the state of Mississippi changes their law to follow who the national vote would be. And then we would all really ultimately be at the mercy of the media. And the media choosing who the president is, because we know, I mean, what's it take for this CNN or Fox News to just say, well, this person has received the most popular votes, and that's who each state should then point their slate on.
I get what you're saying. You're against the idea of, California deciding what Mississippi does. And I'm from Mississippi, and I'm a proud Mississippian. And one thing about Mississippi, we didn't get rid of prohibition until a few years ago. So we do our own thing. So I totally kind of understand that perspective on things. But I'm just I don't know, bro. How do we get a situation where we elect Clinton, but we got Trump? You know what I mean? How would you diagnose that situation as far as what everybody wanted was this thing, but then we got this thing?
I think you're making the assumption that people actually wanted her.
I didn't want her. Okay, just to be clear. I'm just saying. Go ahead.
To answer your question, the point is that if we went to a pure popular vote, then the vote for president would always be decided by the large cities.
Bro, no. Just to be clear, I understand that. But see, Joe seems to know more. He seems to know in the weeds of everything. And so I'm asking, like, what's his, like, prognosis on exactly why it is that, you know, overwhelmingly the country can, like, lean a particular direction, but then we still, for some reason, end up in a situation where someone's president that didn't get the most votes. You know, that's all I'm saying. I'm saying, like, what specifically, I mean, I don't know if he knows the specifics of the 2016 election or the 2020 election or what have you. And I would wonder, like, do you believe that the 2020 election was stolen? So, Joe, kind of speak to that, man, like, because you seem like you know a lot, like the details and stuff, and I don't. So I'm just.
I'd be happy to talk about that. I don't know if the percentage split was as large as you think. So Hillary Clinton received 48.2% of the vote. She got 65.8 million votes. Donald Trump received 46.1% of the votes. He received 62.9 million votes. So we're looking at just shy of 3 million votes that separated the two. So at 2% of the country. So I don't think it was like as wide a margin as they make it out. And when you look at the state of California, there are more registered Republicans, 4 million registered Republicans in the state of California than the entire population of Alabama. So when you have this disparity in different states' populations, I mean, clearly California could have an additional 2 million, 3 million, 4 million votes. And it can certainly water down the influence of many other states, not just Alabama, but lots of states. They would have the influence over, you know, and if we don't have any way to regulate how California does it. So the point I'm making is like, hey, sure, to respond to kind of how Chai was saying, sure, if we go ahead and go with a popular vote, then I want to be able to have an influence in say in who gets to register in California's election system.
Right. You know, that's just rational. So I have two questions. The first one is there any evidence of actual illegal people voting? Illegal immigrants, that is, voting? Like, is there any kind of, like, data in that regard? And the second question, one moment, and the second question would be, how would you feel about ranked choice voting? But that first one, I'm very interested in.
That's funny. Hold on. So here just recently, James O'Keefe last week released videos. He was in Minnesota because Minnesota had their primary last Tuesday, and they can register people based upon the voucher system. So if me and you live in the same zip code or district, voting district, if we were in Minnesota, I could say, hey, I'm vouching for Oscar. I know he's not registered, but I can vouch and say Oscar lives in this district, and I am the ID for Oscar. And Oscar, you can come along and vote. So some states have very loose regulations on how they register people to vote. That leads people to certainly believe that, yeah, there's cheating going on.
So just to be clear, so you're saying specifically in Minnesota, this covered from James O'Keefe, and if you could, like, post a link or anything, anybody who has access to this coverage, post something in like the thing so I can kind of look it up. But so you're saying that in Minnesota, it's possible for someone to vouch for someone to register to vote, and that come through as an actual registration. You know what I mean? Like that, does that actually, does the person, you know, because eventually,
the day of the vote, the day of the election, someone can go into the poll and say, hey, my friend, even though they're not registered, I can vouch for them and they can come along and vote. And up to 8 people
are allowed, you're allowed to bring 8 people unregistered to the poll to go and vote. Yeah, this is Minnesota law. So I'll post all that for you right now. I'll give you a bunch of different links on that.
So the idea that if we eliminate the electoral college doesn't eliminate the problem. The electoral college doesn't regulate that problem. It doesn't do that. It just collects the goddamn votes and decides whether they're going to be paid enough to do something different from what their state is suggesting. They have nothing to do with security of votes any more than anybody has a stronghold over my black ass going to any federal building and giving them all of my personal credentials and not expecting that my personal credentials are not safeguarded by scammers, money launderers, anybody who could do some nefarious things with my personal information. When I go into a federal building, I feel it might be the wrong thing to feel, but I feel a security that the American government, even though they are protecting the American citizens from outside sources who are not American, they are also securing my black ass and your white ass from nefarious people within the country. Because they have security measures, they have the CIA, the FBI, and all that dumb shit that they have to protect the right. No, I'm not done. And I'm going to land here. Just to protect the citizens. So if I go to goddamn vote and I'm not legal, I am not legal, I can imagine that beyond the electoral college, there are safeguards put in place in these United States that make sure that anybody who votes is a United States citizen and can vote. That is one problem. The security of the voting pool and the ability for people who are not U.S. citizens to also vote. That is not an electoral college person problem. That is a national security fucking problem. And so let's not mix those two together, because in this conversation we're mixing those two shits together. Because the people we elect to the electoral college don't have the power to decide what security measures we put in place to make sure that people who are not American citizens cannot fucking vote. Those two different things. And the fact that we are blending them in some kind of fucking way is weird to me in this conversation. And so thank you.
We explained.
No, I'm sorry.
Blending them. But to answer
you got to blend them. Go ahead, bro.
The reason why.
Yeah, I meant to speak out of this aspect.
Is because, like we saw in Los Angeles, that the two top contenders were Karen Bass and Spencer Pratt, who was a Republican. And then at the last minute, what they did in order to eliminate Spencer Pratt from the primaries is they paid a bunch of homeless people in Los Angeles on Skid Row, paid them $1 a piece to vote for the third place, some Indian woman, I forget her name, and miraculously, in the middle of the night, she gained all these votes and advanced to second place in a district that, and she got something like 95% of the votes, which is statistically impossible. So, and you're seeing a lot of that where in the middle of the night, all of a sudden some person surges ahead with an unrealistic and statistically impossible share of the votes. So that's why this ranked choice voting, they're just using it now to eliminate Republican candidates. At least that's what they're doing in California. So I don't agree with it. I think each party should have its primary, and then the two winners of the primary go against each other.
Yeah, ranked choice voting is like is a
One
proxy.
thing. Well, hold on, one thing. I promise you, my vote can be sold. If you want to knock on my goddamn door, give me, I don't know, what's my price? $700,000. There it is. $700,000. You knock on my goddamn door, I will vote the way the whole fuck you want me to vote. So and so. that's
Okay, Shan, you a sellout. Okay, all right. Listen, what is? No, I'll just.
Yeah, and unfortunately, it's like a lot less money for that. was like, what, $6,800 for 10,000 votes is the going rate.
Okay. So, okay. All right. So,
Oscar,
go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay. So, first and foremost, Spencer Pratt is a complete idiot. He's a washed-up reality star who knew absolutely nothing about politics.
Ad hominems,
he
bro. Ad
got, and he
hominems.
was winning the vote.
This don't. I'm sorry. Did something that I say leads you to believe that it was coming from it?
So I'm responding.
No,
By the way,
no. That is not a question. I know that your education system may have failed you.
Okay.
Let him cook.
I know that you may or may not, be experiencing early onset dementia, but I'm going to need you to understand that unless a question has been asked while the speaker is talking, that is not a time for your geriatric ass
talk, bro. Just
to go.
let him finish.
Let's not. Let's not.
Let him finish.
Let's
Let
not.
him just
Because
finish,
I
bro.
still have
Just
smoke
let him
for
finish.
people. Let's not.
You said you were going to find me and rape me.
Let's not. No, nobody wants to fuck your old ginkgo biloba having ass.
I got to get control of the room. Listen, I've put the post up here. And here's the link. James O'Keefe dressing up in Muslim garb, bringing a transgender, a Muslim, or a person portraying themselves as a transgender Muslim, dressed up in a burqa, vouching for them to be able to register to vote on primary day. That look, Minnesota has a very loose registration process.
Did anybody vote? Did they go ahead and try to vote?
Well, you'll have to watch the video.
I'm gonna watch it.
Yeah, you're gonna have to watch the video. However, the idea is to display how loose their registration system is, and this is just one small microcosm of other states. They tend to be very blue states that are just open for anybody to be able to vote. But look, we're going to give JJ a time to respond. JJ, we're talking about the Electoral College, how Democrat states are very loose in their registration requirements and also voting process. If you'd like to chime in on that.
Yeah, no, I'm just waiting for everybody to mic up because I really don't want to have to be yelling at anybody. Let's not. Timothy, you already know how I feel from the last. So, we need to get shit in order. If I'm definitely for that because I believe that election integrity is important. I don't like people lying and fear-mongering about it like Trump, but I do understand that shit needs to be tightened up. So I have no problem with that. That's not necessarily a partisan change issue. That's more of we need to just have better candidates that are vetted and, better governance to make sure that this shit doesn't happen. It's absolutely ridiculous for people to be able to exploit the electoral process to try to cheat the system. Like I was saying before, Spencer Pratt is a joke, and that's why he lost. So I think it was trash to Republican that Trump tried to step in and bitch about his loss, but that's what Trump does. Anyway, this shit that at the top of the screen, I think it's absolutely disgusting. But again, I don't think it has anything to do with the actual transgender community. I think it has to do with people trying to game the system, which I'm totally against. The last thing I wanted to say is to what you said, Joe. This is my thing with the Electoral College, right? I think that I reject the notion that every state has the same value. I reject the notion that every state needs the same voice. I think it's really problematic when we live in a democracy. I know people like to quote constitutional republic, whatever, conservatives say that's fine. But at the end of the day, when people vote, their vote should be worth just as much as the next vote, and it's actually not when we're basically allowing, teeny weeny states in the middle of the country to have the same kind of voting power as New York, California, Texas, like the bigger states. I'm just sorry. It's like if you live in a smaller state, for the most part, you probably don't add as much value to the country as the bigger states, and I don't think you should have the same voting power. But that's my opinion.
Clarifying question,
Shit.
Hold on. Clarifying question. JJ, are you in a big state?
Yeah. I'm in NYC, I say that all the time.
Okay, cool. So you essentially you're arguing to give more power to your state, right?
Well,
just to be clear.
To be clear, yes, but even if I lived somewhere else, I think I would maintain the same position because one person. My point is, one person should have the same amount of voting power as the next person, regardless.
Like you have something to gain from it.
Whoa, okay, can I ask him a question? Can I please ask him a question?
Yeah, I was
Can I ask him a question?
Yeah, Oscar and then Alan. Go ahead, Oscar.
Okay, I appreciate you so much. So Jay, bro, now I don't know, bro. You sound like you're African American. I don't know if you're African American. Okay, so like, bro, imagine.
Shia, you don't know me personally. Please don't speak on me because I will derail this fucking room. You already said some bullshit earlier in another room. Don't do that, Shia.
He's not African.
Don't do that. Don't do that. You don't know me.
Hey, look, bro. If he's mixed or something, that's fine. Okay, but I'm saying you identify with that. But I'm saying, bro, if it was majority rule, bro, imagine a world where all of the white people just decided they hate niggas, like out of nowhere. You know what I'm saying? Like, wouldn't that be a bad thing? I know you would probably say that that's to happen with Trump, but I'm just saying though, like, if majority really ruled, wouldn't that make the minorities a problem? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what do you think in that regard?
I think that one, you hit it on the nail already without even maybe intending to, because we already have that. The majority does rule, at least in the voting power. I think that Democrats and sane people and moderates and what do you call it? What's the other independents need to galvanize and actually put I'll say this, non-Republicans back in the office, because there's a way this shit is going down right now is very, very problematic, and I think that the country needs a break.
For whom? Who's it problematic for?
It's problematic for anybody who's black or brown. It's problematic if you got an accent. It's problematic if you don't have a passport, which literally millions of Americans don't, and you want to vote. It's problematic for people who are just trying to buy gas and groceries at a normal rate. Okay. How are you gonna tell me that as a white woman who I can speak for in the black community? That shit is weird.
Me as a person, I only can speak for myself.
Okay, but what?
No. I was asked the question. I
Getting a
answered.
passport. What systemic barrier is keeping you from getting a passport?
No. Money first off. But
He doesn't need you to cape for him. Baby girl.
Alright, so let's get
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I said
the thing is
after Oscar,
is
Alan. Yeah, go ahead, Alan.
we are in the current moment. There are people who feel like they don't like the state of the government. They don't like who's running the government. And they know that if they went to a simple majority voting system, that they would gain an advantage, and it would be very difficult then for another party to gain access to the White House. But this is exactly what the founding fathers sought to prevent, and which is exactly why they put in the Electoral College, because democracies always fail. mob rule always fails. And and Oscar's example was the perfect example of that. If white people, first of all, white people are not by and large racist against black people, even though there are those who would like to portray that they are, et cetera, et cetera. um, and but if we just gee whiz, we're tired of black people and we want to do something about it, then the majority rule would enable that to happen. So the people who are advocating for a popular vote only system are doing it because in the moment they feel like they would gain an advantage, realizing that it would in the end be their demise. And that, again, our founding fathers understood this. And this is why we have the system we have. It's not called the United People of America. It's called the United States of America. So our system is founded around a state identity, not a city identity, not a party identity, United States. We each have diverse and inclusive states.
I love how he gets to talk in this cadence and nobody interrupts him. But when I talk and I talk fast, I get interrupted. It's really weird.
Well, that's okay, Jay.
No, it's not okay. That wasn't for you to comment. I'm just making an observation. I'm just making an observation.
And I
Because he literally talks like he's slow, and it's okay.
The last submission you made, I didn't interrupt you. You were right, but I will end with this. Each state brings a diverse, unique, and inclusive contribution to our country. And wouldn't it be terrible if that diversity was destroyed because of the popular vote? If you want to be progressive, you need to keep the Electoral College to preserve the diversity that our founding fathers baked into our system.
So
They
Alan,
were geniuses.
So Alan, these are the United States, and there's no visa requirement or no passport requirement for Americans to move from state to state. It's fluid.
Correct.
It's not as stringent as you propose it to be, because
where did I made no such claim, Chaya.
I'm trying to respond to you though, Alan. The fact that our population
by saying
Alan, I just want to Alan, I'm not trying to challenge you.
I can't answer a question that I didn't say.
I didn't ask you a question yet, though, right?
Well,
so the
you're
idea,
starting with a premise I didn't make.
I am starting with, can you let me give my premise? So the idea that the populations in the United States is fluid, and this concept of we are the United States and we separate the states, we're fluid. And so a lot of us will move away from Nebraska and we'll move to Chicago, or we'll move to DC, and then we'll kind of all go to Washington State, or go to California, or go to Texas. We're still American citizens, regardless of where we move, because when we use states as a thing in the United States, and we don't have to have passports or shit to go from one state to another state, means that we're a united people, not necessarily United States. We are united. We are American.
They name it the United People of America.
And the right that has been given to us is that we are able to move from state to state and not have an allegiance to any fucking state at all. There could be some kind of popular situation happening in fucking Nebraska, and we'll all move to goddamn Nebraska, and Nebraska will be the populous state. It can happen fucking overnight because we have fluidity in the United States as Americans. And I think what's more important.
What are you saying?
What's more important, and I'm getting carried
Yeah,
away.
I'm confused.
What's more important is that we're American citizens. When I interact with the government, because we sometimes have to interact with the government, like vital records and sometimes shit like that. The questionnaire that they give you in these phone calls is fucking ridiculous. How many teeth did you have in your mouth at 4 years old? Because they know this shit. And where were you when you were 12?
I've never been asked
Yeah,
that.
I know this shit. No, come on.
Are
I
you
know this
against
shit.
diversity?
Can I finish? I want to finish. I want to finish this
Equity and
without
inclusion.
interruption. Thank you very much, because I let you finish,
Go
Alan.
ahead.
And
Are
I
you
and I
against
and I and I what I did, what I
diversity,
don't
equity,
want to do,
inclusion?
what I did not do is disrespect you in the way that you
No,
locate me, because I respect you. I respect the way you present your.
Alan and Jay
I
literally just made a submission about you
respect
you speaking uninterrupted and you're interrupting other people.
Right. So Alan, I didn't interrupt you because, and the people who criticize you, the way you present, you speak slowly and methodically, and I respect that. Respect me at the same time. The idea that I can when I interact with government entities, that they ask me some strange shit. When they ask me some strange shit to validate myself, ask my Social Security, ask my father, ask my mother, ask where I was at this particular time and date, and ask when I was this particular time and date. I feel like naked by the time I get through this security man. I feel fucking naked because you know more about me than I think I know about my goddamn self. And so the idea that you can do that shit with me to validate who I am as an American fucking citizen, and at the same time you have people who are voting who are not American citizens. I have no choice to believe that, but to believe that people who are not American citizens who are voting, someone's allowing that shit because of the scrutiny that I get from the American the systems, the agencies I interact with, that they know too fucking much about me. I didn't even fucking remember about my goddamn self.
Damn, girl, stop cussing so much. Shit.
God. You cannot tell me.
I like how
You
you
cannot
said
tell me.
shit.
Come on, y'all, because this is come on. You cannot tell me that the American government has a hard time recognizing an American citizen in American.
Hold on, Chai, why are you diverting the conversation so much? We're talking about elections. What are you talking about?
I'm talking about the security over the elections. Did you not follow me?
No.
Security.
Yeah, I understood what you were saying. You're basically saying you go through so much that you are shocked to know that there are illegals.
Now someone has to talk for me.
No. I was just trying to show that I understood.
I stayed in the vein of the
You
conversation.
asked a question. You said, "Are you guys not following me?" And then Oscar was responding to you.
Why?
Yeah, I was just saying. I understood what you were saying.
Why?
Hold on, I wasn't following you. I would like Oscar to translate.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like she would. I think I'm mansplaining, and this is bad. But like just to be clear, Chai, I don't think I speak for you or anything like that. It's just that I was literally like for real responding to what you were saying. Like, do y'all follow me? But I followed you. Like that's what I wanted to respond with earlier when you first made this. That you were saying that earlier. Yeah.
Thank you, Oscar.
Yeah, like you were saying that earlier, basically, and that's why I posed that question to Joe. Is like, how is it that like are illegals actually voting? Like, is that like, of course you can run whatever, but like when it comes down to it, like, do they actually like does a vote get cast? Because I'm skeptical because like what you said with all the security measures and such, and I work in fraud as far as like cards and banks and stuff, so I see all of those questions that you get annoyed by. I'm one of the people that has to ask them. And so it's like, yeah, like how on earth is that happening? Is that really happening? So I understand your skepticism. And, you know, I didn't mean to be your translator. Like, I'm not trying to insult you on none of that. Like, I just was saying, like, I understood what you were saying. For real.
Thank you, Oscar.
Okay. So I actually, it's funny because even through a lot of, ish galloping, like I actually agree with one thing, which is, affirming my point. Like I don't understand why, like in the same way that like you were saying, Joe, like why or looking to me to basically say I have a bias. I feel like a lot of people who have the inclination to want to keep the current college, what you call it? What is it? This shit again?
Electoral college.
Electoral college Yeah, I just feel it's giving small state mentality. I'm like, at the end of the day, when we're telling the people go out and vote, register to vote, your voice matters. It really doesn't if one person's vote matters more than another person's vote or less than another person's vote. And especially when nowadays it's not really. First of all, I don't. This is the other thing. The founders were flawed in many ways. They got certain things right. I think that the Constitution was brilliant for that time, but we're not in that time.
Brilliant anymore.
We've actually gotten to
now the
have
time
the
is updated
benefit
and it's
of
stupid.
The documented, like the fallout from, the history of this. We've gotten to witness the problems, the holes, the porousness of this document. And when you're not actually, when things are not, solidly founded in a lot of different areas, then it just can be like a complete shit show.
Okay,
There's no need for this shit nowadays.
How many corrective actions in the 250 years from the original Declaration of Independence and the Second Congressional Congress, how many course corrections have we made? How much blood and treasure have we made? And wouldn't you call that progress?
Yeah, I'm not saying that there hasn't been progress. What I'm saying is specifically when it comes to the electoral process and the fact that there's a lot of other things that the Constitution didn't get completely right. I just
Such
look
as,
to this document.
For example, what didn't they get right?
Okay, James, I'm speaking right now.
No, I want to.
Let that be. Let that be your.
Because you're just making.
No. Let that be. Let that be. Let that be your last motherfucking interruption. You can
answer the question.
Let that be your last fucking interruption. You're not a fucking mod. What the fuck is wrong with you?
Nothing is
It's
wrong.
giving effeminate. Like, relax. Say your shit after when I'm done. Yes. Because you have, or maybe just, petulant child, like combination of both. Maybe you're trans. I don't know. Relax. Take a hormone. Relax.
Are you trans?
It's no. Well, actually, no. I'm a woman. So yeah, respect my pronouns.
You're a trans woman.
No, just a woman.
No, you're not a trans woman.
Okay. All right. Well, yeah. I aspire to be just like your PCR. Now, yeah. The electoral college shit, there's no need for it anymore. And the point that I was making, maybe a little bit clumsily, is that the 4,000... always during my fucking submission. Okay, is that, what do you call it? The Constitution is not perfect. The forefathers didn't get everything right, so I don't look at them as the be-all and end-all to basically say, oh, well, we can't change any of this shit. Yes, we can. I think it's important, especially in our modern, voting structure, and I think it would empower people or motivate people to actually want to vote. How much of our country, how much of the electorate doesn't vote? People don't vote. So I think
nearly half the electorate doesn't vote.
Thank you, Marshall. Half of the country, and listen, I've done campaigning, and a lot of times what I hear, and a lot of times what I hear from people is, my vote doesn't count. My vote doesn't matter. I've literally heard that many, many times. So if we actually, I'll land with this. Since apparently every time I speak, like, people have to get off their fucking mic and do weird shit. But y'all got it. What do you call it? If we actually made that change, I think we would see more benefit, and people actually coming out to vote and actually making, the country actually better,
Okay, JJ, what do you think they got wrong?
There's been about 15 course corrections that the United States has done since its inception nationally.
Thank you.
And as far as the electoral system goes, it wasn't just to give an equal voice to every state. It was to ensure against a populace, or more of having Congress have control of the presidency, which they shouldn't have. This is why we have 3 separate branches. They did not a Congress to be the ruling dictate over the entire nation, and particularly in times of the presidency, who's supposed to be also a check on balance of power. Also, they didn't want the president to just have a regional mandate. They wanted him to have a national mandate, which is why the electoral exists. And it's represented based on population by congressional votes, and then you get 2 for each senator, for a total of 4 extra votes out of there. All the 48 states give a national mandate to the winner takes all. Only 2 states, Nebraska and I think it's Maine, split their votes.
Yeah, it's Nebraska and Maine. They do it proportionally.
Yeah, so I mean, the electoral system works just fine to make sure that the president is president of a nation and not just New York or California. Those that wish for it are obviously operating from a urban area in a large state and really don't have the idea of what people face, such as in the Midwest, which was Hillary's problem, or what people in the Northeast face in differences to the South, or we East to West. They're all a variety of different issues, and the reason we want a national mandate is so there is cohesiveness, not so that there is dissatisfaction. Otherwise, we would most assuredly have 50 countries rather than one nation.
So thank you for that. But Jay, let me ask you, give me 1 second. What do you think that they got wrong? What would you like to change? What is the founding failure? What would you like to see changed?
First and foremost, I think that there should be term limits within really the entire government. We have that for what do you call it, for presidents. We need, I think we actually need, first and foremost, term limits on the Supreme Court. I think that.
Why? Wait. Let me interrupt you for a second. Historically, and this is across the entire political spectrum, the Supreme Court is moderated more to our foundation documents, and this includes Ruth Bader Ginsburg. Like, there's a reason why they don't have term limits, because they keep going back to the original document, and over time, you become more originalist. So that's the story.
No, the reason they don't have term limits is because in England during the colonial period, the king could get rid of justices at any point in time, which is why our justices serve as good behavior.
Right. But what I'm saying is, historically, they've become more originalist, and it's a career thing. It's a them returning to the document, and that's why it's a third branch. So why would you want JJ to have less experienced justices on the Supreme Court?
Less experience? What are you talking about experience? I'm talking about a term limit.
Yes, why would you want a term limit for Supreme Court justices?
Because you should, first of all, the ruling on your first case should be just as good as the ruling on your last case. Like, I don't think these people, well, first and foremost, for me, the Supreme Court justices should already be judges who made rulings, who understand how rulings work, and who are able to stand by each and every ruling because there's such a significance of it. It's the highest court in the land. So I don't think that's something that you need to work your way into. No, you should come ready to go from day one and be able to stand behind each and every ruling that you make. And if you can't do that, then that's a problem. And we're seeing some of that now.
Well, so let me ask you this. Do you think someone at the age of 30 has the same viewpoint on the law and the understanding of the legal system and the foundation documents of the country as someone that is 50 years old, who has been sitting on the bench for 25 years?
Who is this fucking retard?
I think that you're making a you're trying to make a gotcha question, and it's
not a gotcha question.
No, because I'm saying that I personally don't believe, based on my experience and based on the things that I've witnessed and based on the stories that I hear, there are people who can sit on the bench for 20 years and not be doing shit, but farting and stinking up the bench. It doesn't mean necessarily that you're better simply because you have more experience. Like, that's not how the best works. I mean, we have a whole president who his whole, campaign was, I'm an outsider, I don't have experience, and that was the appeal, right? So I just don't buy this whole thing about you need experience. Like, you need education, you need qualifications, but experience, no.
Jay,
That
let me ask you, just give me a range. How old are you?
No, I'm not.
30s?
Yeah, no, 30s.
30s, okay, fair enough, okay. And
Some perspective.
okay, so do you think that your worldview is different at the age of 30 than it was when you were 17?
Oh yeah, of course.
Okay. Do you think your worldview will be different from the age of 30 to when you're 50?
That's a difficult question.
Yeah, it is difficult. I have a question for that because I'm old. I'm the oldest person in the room.
I doubt it.
Oh God.
I do have a question.
We don't want to ask you anything.
Yep.
Okay, hold on. We're getting way off. We don't need to be asking people's age. James, you challenged me saying that it wasn't in the Federalist Papers, Federalist Paper number 6.
No, I believe you, Joe. I did.
Yeah,
I conceded that. I was like, you know what? I just never heard that part of it. So
hold on. I want to state it. What it's talking about, the Electoral College was put in place because there was nothing more to be desired than that every practicable obstacle should be opposed to cabal, intrigue, and corruption. So if we allowed an area of the country to centralize the vote, because you have to think not everyone goes and votes, that you could have a cabal rise up through legitimate or illegitimate means and flood the vote system with votes, and all the states would then have to adhere to that cabal.
Yeah.
And that was literally the reason why they put the Electoral College in place.
Yeah.
It wasn't just.
They were just taking territories. I mean, look at Montana. I mean, look at
Montana. Okay,
yeah,
at the time of the writing, at the time of the writing of the Federalist Papers and the Constitution, Montana wasn't even
I know.
a grammar in their
What I'm saying is that they already saw this because you take like Utah. Utah was almost like its own
Utah
country.
wasn't even a state. It wasn't even thought of.
I know that.
Utah doesn't come around till like 50 to 100 years later.
What I'm saying is they
foreshadowed
this.
No, they foreshadowed human behavior is what they looked at.
Yeah.
They saw how people are, at the desire of power, people are corrupt naturally, and they will do everything for power. And the reason the Electoral College exists is to restrain that desire of corruption.
You and I are 100% in agreement on this one.
Okay, I asked a question.
I mean, that wasn't the purpose of the Electoral College to prevent corruption. It had nothing to do with it. What it had.
No, hold on. Did you miss what I said? Literally, Federalist Paper number 68. This is.
No, I know what the intended and what you're trying to parse out, but the step against corruption was the checks and balances that they put into. This is where the impeachment process comes in. This is why you can have censure, why you can have various methodologies that exist within our governments to go ahead and do this, most particularly the impeachment. We can impeach a Supreme Court, we can impeach a president, we can impeach a lot of people, even at the president's discretion. Any appointee that is chosen or confirmed by the Senate, we can impeach. These are not just simple little things. The Electoral College was more of not necessarily corruption, but a prevention of regionality power, most particularly during slavery, to prevent southern states from overwhelming like states like Rhode Island, New Jersey, etc. This is where the Three-Fifths Compromise comes into play. This is where a lot of things start to come into play and start to fall down when they started to frame the Constitution. But that part was not to ensure against corruption. What it was more along the lines was to ensure that regionality didn't occur, which would have gave power and dominance in one part.
Let me respond since you're challenging me. At the time of the writing of the Constitution and the Federalist Papers, which I'm citing here, Federalist Paper number 68, what the founders were afraid of was foreign entities seizing power of our government through the electoral process. The reason the Electoral College was put in place was to prevent foreign powers in their attempts to seize our government through corruption. That's literally what Federalist Paper 68 talks about. I'm just saying, look, where's your source? I'm
Okay, but you both are correct, because I mean, if you're referencing Federalist Papers, I think it's like
Here we
70s
go.
when they talk about, you know, firmness and being like the permanent nature of traditional, and you know, like having senatorial will resist any kind of majority overpower or like whim of the masses. And I mean, you're correct, Joe, and you're correct. Both of you wrote important parts of life. I honestly I cannot understand why people are still arguing for a banana republic. I think it's just because they feel like they are in majority right now, and they're willing to concentrate the power and have tyranny of the masses.
Okay.
But what they don't realize is, you know, the whims of the fate are very fickle, and as soon as they are in minority and their rights not protected, they're going to be screaming for electoral college again.
But isn't that what we actually have right now? Is that not what's going on right now?
No, we do not have that.
No, it's not.
No, that's not.
Okay.
Okay,
I just have one question, please. I'm so sorry, JJ. It's just y'all had a whole back and forth. I just want to cheat a little bit. Give me a little bit of taste of this. Joe, I have a question. So like, everybody in this room who's an American citizen is required to pay taxes. How would you feel about American citizens being required to vote? Like why, like since we're trying to crack down on the illegals and such, like why don't we just like make it to where every American has to be educated enough? Because like all of the things that you're explaining, like the regular everyday American doesn't understand these things. And part of me thinks that that's by design. Like part of me feels like it's supposed to be confusing to the peasant, so that way, you know, only 50% of us even try to vote, and then when we do, you know, our vote isn't necessarily even represented as far as popular vote is concerned. But hey, who needs that? Because I mean, slave owners could own everything. But go ahead.
James, I'll make it fast. James, he asked me, but I'll make it real fast and I'll just pass you the mic. That's called compulsory votings. Countries like Australia and Canada already have this. You already answered your own question, because the peasant class doesn't really understand the government. So should we get everyone to vote or face a fine? People will just walk in and vote for Mickey Mouse and shit like that. It's not going to make the population.
But why not also require a little bit, instead of like the ad campaign thing that we have now, where, you know, basically voting for president is like picking between Coke or Pepsi. Why not have a system where like every voter understands the position of the person?
Because that's not practical.
No, I'm going to answer this question for me. Hold on, Oscar.
No, not the way we work.
Hold on. Oscar, how do we increase the attention span of the average American from 30 seconds?
Well, I'm not really necessarily addressing attention span, but I'm just saying if people are required to, what I'm saying, if you don't mind, just allow me to finish very quickly. So in the same way that I was required to have a cursory understanding of U.S. history and science and such before I even graduated high school, like I think that we can require something like that in basic education. And I think that we could train people. Go ahead.
Oscar, I get your point. Ultimately, though, it's at the force of power. So at the end of the day, you're requiring the state to use power to enforce people to have to vote, rather than the knowledgeable people or the people that care about the system doing it on their own accord, doing it by their own will. What if a free American does not want to participate in the system, don't they have the freedom to choose not to? I believe they do.
Yeah.
That's a free.
Well, I believe.
Society. Hold on. If we require compulsory voting, no longer are we then a free society. Now we have the state that has to use their power to enforce either through, I mean, literally probably be fines. That's what the other country does. But what if it escalated to that we're going to put you in jail if you don't vote? It can become ridiculous to a certain point. The reason
Really is that what's going on in the states that you mentioned that already do this, or is it ridiculous in Australia?
They have fines. Yes, I think they fine.
But I'm saying, like, have they elected a monkey? Have they just elected a gorilla? You know what I mean? That's what I'm saying, bro.
No, not that they elected, that they issue, when they go and vote, someone will go in to vote for Mickey Mouse so they don't get fined.
Okay,
But I mean, that sounds like someone executing that freedom of not voting. That sounds like someone being able to execute that freedom by voting for Mickey Mouse.
Estimated out of 220 million voters, only about 15% of that number are actually educated.
Okay, Marshall, I understand this, but
James
okay,
gets
so
to go, and then Marshall.
Let's bring this back a little bit. Okay, so with the Emancipation Proclamation and the enfranchisement of the southern states and the Black American, okay, the control mechanism was then to put in a whole lot of things like literacy tests. So these were themed racist, okay, but in reality, it was it was more disenfranchisement. We have these arguments today with voter ID. Okay, so, and I agree with you. I think that no one should have a high school diploma without being able to pass the same naturalized citizen test that any immigrant has to come to the United States. So, yeah, you're correct. We have dumbed down the population. Now, to Joe's point, I do think that if you are a citizen of the United States, it is your civic duty to be required to vote. Now, you can opt out. You can, I mean, even Congress gets to vote present. So, but you do have to show up. I think we should have a national holiday. Most of the largest populations, including Brazil, which is like the 5th largest population, they have a national holiday. Everyone's required to vote, and you can vote. You can just show up and do present. But I think everyone, if you are going to demand the rights and privileges of the Constitution and be a stakeholder in this country, then your civic duty is to require to vote. Even if you just choose to vote fucking Mickey Mouse in, I don't give a shit. But I think that is part of what you are bought to. It is your birthright, okay? Now, I'm a big fan of voter ID. I don't think anyone who is not a U.S. citizen should vote in any election. I don't think anyone that hasn't been born here for 3 generations should serve in our legislature, period. Because that's absurd. And so I'll land my plane there. So yeah, I agree with you.
But James, if you're going by people citing the Federalist paper, Hamilton himself would argue against you. He considered the majority of the population, well, quite frankly, retarded.
Yeah, I know. I've seen this. Yes. Okay.
I mean, he believed that a certain group of people should continue to vote to determine the pathway of it. One of the reasons for the electoral. He's kind of wrong in some of his writings there, but he actually thinks. And he was correct for the time. The majority of the population was illiterate. Most of them didn't live in areas where great community or current events could be held at the hands of their fingertips. They couldn't be educated by, I don't know, TikTok. They couldn't see performatives. You don't have streaming services at that time.
Really? There were no
$1,000 computer did not exist anywhere in the country at that time. So
Unbelievable.